drink. What should I drink?
Give your brain a rest. Obey your thirst. Sprite.
What should I drink it with?
A dictionary, a thesaurus, a grammar checker, a breadth of powerful software, plug-and-play expansion
grammar
capabilities,
calendar,
electronic mail. That's power.
Power is the ability to connect to the information superhighway via the internet and communicate with other people, to influence them, to persuade them, to move them.
Wouldn't a little gold from Zales brighten your day?
Hey, where's the cream filling? Now that's the stuff. Hostess.
At the Olive Garden Italian restaurant, we speak a different language. We have no words for can't and won't. No phrases for a little less. In fact, we don't know the meaning of enough. Some would say speaking a different language can make all the difference in the world. The Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours. Come back for the endless refills of salad and garlic breadsticks that make us special.
Color when you can glide. Jelly, super smooth crayons. Jellies glitters and jellies glows. Jellies glides on. You go. Yeah.
Jelly's super smooth crayons and pencils, each sold separately.
Cellular phone bills because they're bored. We find there's a wide array, a virtual rack of audio to choose from. And you can have anything from music to audiobooks to magazines to newspapers to a search of subjects and titles that you'd like.
With the Audio Highway Net Recorder, you can even listen to your email, the latest news, or music from the new web radio stations while you jog.
For this last show of the year, we've collected some of our best guest interviews of 1996. We'll also have
Internet audio was used in a slightly different way by a company called Dagar Software. Their gambling casino program called InterBet includes real background audio from Las Vegas. And if you live outside the United States, you can actually gamble online with InterBet using real money.
Cards are out. Here. Anyone want a beverage? Dealer has. Dealer does not qualify.
We have about 5 megabytes of audio sound waves, all playing simultaneously, and they were all recorded in live casinos, and it gives people the real feel of being in a casino.
And finally, one clever inventor has come up with a solution to forgetting you're online. This is Dagar's Disconnect software. It gives you a video and audio warning if you are online but have not been active for a predetermined period of time. This is helpful if you get interrupted or stop to take a break and forget you're online.
Many generations ago, evil walked the shores of Cantha. It rode the wind and skulked in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike.
Cheyenne and freed 8 years later by the Army. Quentin Bodine, a young doctor from San Francisco. Across thousands of miles from the Missouri Breaks to the Canadian River, from the Rockies to the High Plains. Both joined together in a search for their sister, Patricia, still a captive of the Cheyenne. The legend of the Bodine brothers. This is their story. This is the quest.
At the top of this program, you said that critics don't often talk about acting, and on our own program, where we have clips from the movies right there, we sometimes don't get very specific or technical either. What did you learn about acting that you didn't know, even after 20 years as a movie critic, from talking to these people?
Well, there's one very specific thing, and I applied it on a movie I just saw recently called Backdraft, a firefighter film. I watched the actor William Baldwin turn his head. This show got me to watch now their head and eyes in a way that I haven't watched it before. And he had what I found kind of an annoying habit of always going to the same side. He turns right like 90% of the time, looking for inspiration or some kind of variance, but he doesn't vary it. He doesn't use his head well, I thought, because of the show.
Because you were talking to these people, you became very super alert to that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
You know, one thing that I learned, I can't think of an actor who I think of as more of a natural than Michael Caine. He always seems relaxed. He seems at home in a scene. He never seems at a loss for what to do next or how to behave. And I was surprised to find how much thought he's put into technique and into specific things, like where his eye should be, or whether he should blink, or what he should do to express an emotion, because somehow he makes it look so easy, and I guess that's what all good actors do, that you don't think that they ever give it a moment's thought.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. I once had Cary Grant a long time ago tell me about the technique of placing down a glass. You place it on one edge and then tilt it down so it doesn't make any noise. All of these people know all of that tricks in addition to having these sort of remarkable personalities. Now a final thought from our actors. The final question put to each of them, why act? What's the pleasure? What's the value? What's the compulsion?
I think you become what you're afraid of. I was a painfully shy person, terribly shy, not at all. You know, little Johnny will now get up and give you his party piece. Those are the guys who are never going to be actors, believe me. And then I kept going to see movies, and what struck me in England is that all the American movies were about working class heroes, and all the British movies were all sort of terribly upper crust people who I didn't know anything about.
And this was on October the 16th, 1962. He asked many questions about the items in the pictures, and I defined each of them, where the nuclear warhead vans were parked behind the trees, where the missile transporters and erectors were arranged, and all of this military missile jargon.
Photo interpreters had worked with blurry images like these for years, but some untrained eyes inside the White House had doubts. The president's brother and close advisor, Attorney General Robert Kennedy, later admitted that he and others saw no signs of missiles in the U-2 photographs.
And the president heard it all, and then he turned in his chair and he looked me straight in the eye and he said, "Are you sure of this?" And I said, "Mr. President, I am as sure of this as a photo interpreter can be."
Policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
Once again, the White House and the executive it shelters commands the interest of the world. Attention that's riveted on the signing by President Kennedy of a proclamation ordering a naval and air quarantine of Cuba. Action that follows the shocking discovery that Soviet Russia is converting the island into a ballistic missile base. Naturally, every unit of the U.S. Armed Services, led by the Air Force, is being advanced to a perfection of combat readiness. At every air base in the United States, planes of every type are ready to retaliate against any aggression.
Poised for war, the United States continued to fly reconnaissance missions over Cuba. Low-flying jets took photos like these, showing technicians frantically working to make their missile pads operational.
It was agreed.
25年母じゃない君を見るのは久しぶりだな。また2人から始めよう。
Homeless, a troubleshooter report tomorrow night at 6.
Polaroid's One Step is the world's simplest camera. It's America's biggest seller. You just press the button. The sharp, clear color develops in minutes.
America's biggest seller, so you made it to the top.
Well, the camera did. I just went along for the ride.
I thought the One Step was your idea.
I made a few suggestions.
The camera you never focused?
The motor.
That hands you the picture.
That was theirs, too.
What did you do?
Why don't you ask me about the little red button?
Red? You thought of red?
Okay, so jerseys are cut bigger. Jerseys are all kinds of comfortable, and jerseys are easy to care for. Did I mention they're comfortable? That's jerseys, with a Z.
Need a lot of minutes? Alltel offers unlimited minutes of wireless calling anytime. Days, nights, weekends. It's unlimited. Sign up now and get a free digital phone. Alltel, are you connected?
Little oval brush. Why, it just jumps right in there. I'm going to take a little liner brush, a little bit of white, a little blue in it, a little phthalo blue in it, mostly white. Instead of using the knife today, I'm just going to take the liner brush and just here and there, we'll sort of work a little water line right around the stones, like that. Look at there. Just let it wander around wherever you want it. Wherever you want it. It just cleans up the edge and the bottom of these little rocks. There. See there? And they can come on out through here. There can be a few little things. You could do this with a knife if you want to. I thought today we'd just do it with a little liner brush, but you need a thin paint. So it'll just zip right over there. There we go. Something like that. When you do yours, take your time and really do them nice. We're a little pressed for time here, so I have to do it a little quicker. But when you do it, just enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right. We got to put something in our foreground here. Let's just go back to our brush. It's got all that dark on it. We had blue and black and some brown. Let's see, sap green, alizarin crimson. Bravery test. Maybe in our world, it comes right across like that. There, just tap that in. Just tap it in. Fill it up. Fill it up. A lot of good dark color in there. There. Now then. Okay. Let's go into our yellow. Same thing as we did before. I'm just going to do the same basic thing. Get some green here. By taking that color we had on the brush and going into yellow, automatically we get green.
Per mile. It looks like hospitality and great service are part of the Chichibu tradition. Ah, the birds are singing. Sounds so sweet. The clouds have cleared, and I am enjoying the greenery. Two locals, perhaps. Lots of white flowers. Oh, and purple. And some red as well. They look so pretty. Oh, someone's tending the flower patch. Oh, and there's Mount Buko. What a great view. Hello. Hi there. What lovely flowers. Lovely. Huh? Peonies? Oh, yes, the pink and white flowers. Wow, they are lovely. But it must have been hard work planting them all. On their own?
種が飛んできてね、じゃあこれも巻くかこれも巻くかってね、いろいろ巻いたら、お花畑にさしてもらって。
An all-natural flower garden. I bet a lot of people stop to look.
そっちの道路が巡礼道だから。
I see.
こっち見て、あ、花があるなんて来るんじゃ。
I'm not surprised. Thank you very much.
Surprise! Guess who?
The Loch Ness Monster.
No.
The Six Musketeers.
No.
Oh, the McDonald's Chicken McNuggets Happy Meal with regular fries and soft drink.
How'd you know?
Just a lucky guess.
Looking at the faces of people all around me.
モルツの場合、うまさは深い。麦芽 100% 生ビール、モルツ。
Come to the honeycomb hideout.
Big Bully!
I'm Big Bully and I want a big cereal.
Honeycomb stick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not small. No, no, no. Honeycomb's got a big, big bite. Big, big taste in a big, big bite.
Right. Post-honeycomb cereal's part of a balanced breakfast and it's got a
big, big bite. Honeycomb bite. It tastes right.
Hello from Plank Road, where our man Paul has a lesson in classic works of art. It's easy to spot an imitation if you know what to look for, especially when it comes to ice beer. Ice House is America's original ice beer. It's always ice brewed, so there's never any watered-down taste, just more of what you want in a beer. And it's the only one to come with this classic work of art on the label. Ice House, the American original. Thanks, and enjoy.
Has a super half-price deal now on an 8-track car stereo tape player. Regularly $59.95. Now just $29.95. You save $30 and get your choice of music wherever you drive. Put stereo 8-track players in 2 cars for the regular price of 1. Or buy 1 and have enough money left over for car speakers and your first tape. Get on the road savings now with this sale-priced
compact disc players at warehouse prices at the Stereo Warehouse, 32 Wollongong Street, Fishwick. Deals like this Moran CD73 for only $649 and this Blaupunk CD player for only $499. This 90-watt JVC receiver system with 10-inch 3-way high-power speakers for only $799. Only $1 deposit and no payment till March, and we will pay the dollar at the Stereo Warehouse, 32 Wollongong Street, Fishwick, open 7 days.
Tech Hi-Fi's best for the holidays. Receivers from Kenwood. Tapes from Maxell. Turntables from Dual. Cassette decks from Onkyo.
Tech Hi-Fi's best is the best you can buy. The best to you this season from Tech Hi-Fi.
The crushing pound of a mallet. The shattering blow of the club. The slashing edge of the blade. They call to you. Mortal Kombat 4. Darkness is calling.
The sexy European car from
from Lincoln Mercury. Two-door sport coupe featuring 4-speed manual transmission, power front disc brakes, bumper guards front and rear, radial tires, and AM radio. It's the Capri.
Now, I beg your pardon?
What do I need that?
Anybody would love to have that test, and I hope it's yours by the time we finish this game. Here are 5 price tags, and one of these price tags is the right price for that car. To win that car, all you have to do is pick out the right price. Now, we're going to play a game of true or false in which you can win 4 prizes and 4 choices of price tags. Now, may I have that first prize right out here, please? You take a look at this and listen as Johnny Olson describes it for you.
Right, Bob, it's Toastmaster's new family-size push-button oven toaster. Bakes, browns, toasts, heats, removable door and crumb tray. A good thing that lasts from Toastmaster.
Now, Tess, right here, we have a price of $41. I said this is a game of true or false because in order to win this and a choice of price tags, you must tell me correctly, is this true or false, this price?
I say false.
You say false, and you are wrong. It's true. It's $41. And I said you have a chance to win 4 prizes. That was only the first. This is the second. Listen.
A gift pack chock full of Maybelline eye cosmetics. Everything you need for beautiful eyes, from brow to lash, the finest in eye makeup. You're sensibly priced from Maybelline.
And let's have a look at that price. It's $40. Is that true or false?
False.
False, she says. She is right. It is false. It's $30. Now, if you'll look above the car, you see one of the illuminated price tags now, or one of the price tags is illuminated. That means you have at least one choice. You've won 1 prize. Let's win a second prize and a second choice. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
You'd like to take that watch home to your husband,
Yes,
wouldn't you?
I think he'd love that.
I think he'd love it, too.
Yeah.
Johnny, let's hear about it.
Right, Bob, from Lucien Picard, this man's watch with dependable precision, a quality gift of time from a most distinguished watchmaker, Lucien Picard.
Now, your husband's watch has a price of...
Stay with GPTV for television that brings you the best.
This is GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia. GPTV, bringing you the best.
Hey, what's with the sourpuss?
My dentures. I hate the taste after soaking. That tablet taste.
Sourpuss? Meet Denture Gel.
Introducing new Denture Gel, the first gel toothpaste just for dentures. Powerful stain-removing cleaners plus mouthwash ingredients leave dentures clean with a minty freshness you can taste.
My dentures do taste minty fresh. New Denture Gel sure beats tablet taste.
And that sourpuss.
Up next, it's more iCarly.
Sweet!
On Nick. Next Saturday, it's a night of must-see premieres.
Whoa!
First, on a brand new True Jackson, Jimmy and True plan a date. But will he be too late?
Hold it right there. I'm taking you both downtown.
Better late than never. Better late than never. Not better late and handcuffed to 2 dudes. Then, on an all-new True.
We talk about Alden and Red, but Del Ballard is the 1987 U.S. Open champion, and last year in Jacksonville became the Masters winner.
Del Ballard has won his last 9 games bowled in the championship round. He has 9 victories, no losses, backing up for almost a year. So, theoretically, every time he makes the TV show, he wins the tournament. Let's see what happens today.
Well, averting the split, leaving only the 4-7, who on the money list stands second to Brian Voss, who failed to make the cut and is taking a week off in Cancun, Mexico.
You see the angle that Del Ballard is trying to attack this championship here. He's starting the ball around the second arrow, and when he throws it properly, it goes all the way out almost to the channel. The last board makes that break and sets up. That time he didn't get wide enough, left a fairly simple spare.
Del Ballard's 10th television appearance in his career, 4 victories. Seems a little tense today. He's just not that loose Texan that we normally see.
Agreed. Both players, Chris, a little bit tight. I can even see it in Jurek's face, trying to aim the ball a little bit.
Oh, big double. Going out now to a 13-10 lead is the non-winner, Jack Jurek.
Jurek with a Real good style to start off. 5-step delivery, little shuffle step, good push away. Now he kind of cocks his elbow right at the top of the swing and rolls his wrist underneath the ball. Ooh, terrific finish at the foul line. Notice that foot perpendicular to the foul line and everything down the target line as he takes advantage of that lucky break he got in the second frame. The crossover makes it good in the third. He has a 13-pin lead.
This is the first store to have the new lemon lime slice with the great new taste.
How was it? Fantastic!
Listen, people, the new slice has more lemon lime taste than 7-Up and Sprite. We've got the juice.
Who gets the dance?
The new lemon lime slice. It's got a great new taste.
Think you'll have enough slice, Max?
Maybe. Maybe not. Easy Beta from Sony.
Norman Betamax.
A simple idea in video cassette recorders.
Norman, play. Norman, freeze.
Every function is controlled by a single touch.
Norman, Beta scan. Norman, what's up?
So if you thought VCRs were complicated, Sony made them a touch easier.
Norman.
Easy Beta. Simply amazing because it's amazingly simple.
That's one way to find a parking spot, but that scene would have been better, I think, if they had kept that mood music, that Mr. Blue quiet music, instead of going to the jazz music.
Yeah, because the soundtrack music lets you know the movie knows what's happening. It would have been funnier with the...
Just quiet with all the disaster going on. Now, this film is a no-brainer, to be sure, but the writers have come up with enough jokes like that one that ring true, and enough jokes that are so ridiculous, including one very sick joke about one of their maiden aunts who takes the trip on top of their car. Well, I think the whole thing works. And Chevy Chase has finally found a picture in which he can lean back and not force himself upon us. That's because the writing is so good. I like taking this vacation.
I like the first half of the movie better than the second half. At the beginning of the film, when they go to buy the station wagon, and it's got the 8 headlights on it, you know, kind of the Bruce McCall special, I thought this is going to be like all that great National Lampoon stuff that just pushes American consumerism right over the edge. Then in the last half of the picture, I thought they got so involved in resolving the plot that it was just like an Ozzie and Harriet.
You're talking about when they actually get to the amusement park?
How they get there, what happens.
The beginning is better. I still think that this has enough funny bits that I think that people who, after having suffered all this summer with vacations, I think they'll have a good laugh at the film. I did be. Coming up next at the movie, John Travolta singing and dancing in a film directed by Sylvester Stallone.
Can I say something about your clothes?
Love is not lying.
You got any other complaints you'd like to get off your huge chest while we're at it?
Okay, you're fair.
There we go.
Civil Wars.
This conversation is over.
Tonight.
10 contestants from third-world prisons.
You'll fight against each other. I'll set the last one left alive. Free.
Game on.
You're airing a live snuff film.
That describes every peanut butter, because they all have about the same nutrition. But one stands out from the rest. It's not only nutritious, it's more. It's Peanuttier Jif, and it's delicious.
with more fresh roasted peanut taste than any leading brand. Jif's made with only #1 grade peanuts, sealed in its jar while it's fresh and warm for delicious peanut taste.
Peanutty good.
Peanutty or Jif. Nutritious because it's peanut butter. Delicious because it's Jif.
Radio network, right?
You got it.
If he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Peggy, you're great. Thank you very much.
You.
All right, well, there is one website where you can listen to over 100 radio stations with a record library of well over 100,000 songs. It's called spinner.com, and it is the brainchild of David Samuel. Welcome, David.
Hi.
You've got this meta radio station, I guess, out there called spinner.com. Just tell us a bit about it.
Well, here's, I'm going to start off with our website, which is spinner.com.
Okay.
When people come by our website, they can download our application called Spinner Plus.
So you've got a player for spinner.com.
Yep, that's the easiest way to listen to the music. So when you click on this icon, you'll come over to our download page, and you can easily download our application. Let me just jump right into showing you the application.
All right, so that's the player I get once I downloaded your program.
Yep, and this is Spinner Plus. We're going to just jump right into the listening of music because that's actually what we're all about.
So you pick one of your channels, which is what? Awesome 80s.
Awesome 80s.
Right.
And so we're going to hear a song by the Pet Shop Boys. And some of the exciting things we're able to do on the net is have the song information displayed.
All right, so we're listening to the song as we might on just a normal radio station now.
Correct.
So what else can I do?
Well, you have the song information. We have the album cover here. And let's say you wanted to find some information about the Pet Shop Boys.
Okay.
I'm going to click over to Artist Info, which is right on our player, and we have a relationship with My Launch and UBL, where you can actually learn about the Pet Shop Boys and kind of find out what they're up to.
This is better than a radio station. I don't have to wait till the guy identifies the song and who the artist was.
Correct.
Whether he's going to read the album notes for me or whatever. I just go do it myself whenever I want to do it.
Correct. And many times if you're driving in your car and you hear a great song, you're interested in buying that song, it's very difficult to actually remember the name of the album by the time you get to the record store.
All right, that's a good point. Suppose I like this CD and I say I want to buy that.
Well,
you're going to tell me I can do it right now online.
Buy this CD at Amazon.com. So we have a relationship with Amazon.com where you can actually purchase this CD right online, and it will end up at your doorstep the next day.
So this is the whole ball game. I mean, it's the record store, it's the bookstore, it's the radio station, all together in one again.
Yeah, and we have direct connection.
In here, it's always Friday. Boom, 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 boom. Right this second, Friday's famous Jack Grill entrees are getting something new. Your favorite cuts of meat with golden shrimp. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
In exposing the firm's activities, or his brother stays in prison. In desperation, Cruz turns to a private detective played by Gary Busey for help.
Sit down. Sit down. Come on. Sit down. Sit down. You want some sweet and low? You want some dairy cream? You want some sugar? You want some... Hey, I've got some business I have to go over. Good. I owe your brother my life.
I'm leaving.
Thank you, dear. But the firm can play hardball, too, as its security chief, Wilford Brimley, who usually plays nice guys but is a real villain this time, threatens Cruz with blackmail.
Here's your Abby, one day walking to the mailbox, anticipating the arrival of her red book, her sharper image catalog. What does she find instead? She finds Heartache Mitch. The death of love and trust.
And that's certainly a new image for Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, he's not selling oatmeal there.
Law offices have provided the settings for a lot of thrillers in the last few years, but rarely one more complicated than The Firm. Director Sidney Pollack takes 2 hours and 33 minutes to tell the story based on the John Grisham novel, and even then, there may be moments when you can't quite figure out the hero's plan to save himself, his career, and his marriage while outsmarting the FBI, the firm, and the firm's evil clients. What helps to get across this tricky material is a first-rate cast. There are good performances by all the actors we've seen, and especially by Ed Harris as a hard-nosed FBI man who offers Cruz a deal only he thinks he can't refuse.
I enjoyed it too, Roger. It does get complicated at the end. At a certain point, I actually gave up and tried to figure out how he was going to juggle all the balls they're doing. I think you, again, got to give Tom Cruise credit. I enjoyed this aspect of the picture. It seemed old-fashioned late in the film when he was on a foot chase. Do you remember that sequence? Yeah. And I thought, you know, I haven't seen a good foot chase in a movie in a long, long time. And I thought that the whole thing was the whole movie was like this, a throwback to the old-fashioned, well-made, constructed Hollywood pictures where you got one guy in this tremendous web. It's partly one of his own making. He's a yuppie, he's interested in money, and he gets punished for it. And I enjoyed the whole...
Limited time only, Wendy's new bacon mushroom melt. Bravo!
I hate to steal a show, but it's time to eat.
the new bacon mushroom melt, only at Wendy's. Try one today.
Menschen, die im Einsatz stehen. Menschen, die sich begeistern können. Menschen, die zu leben wissen. Menschen, die sich freuen. Schätzlein, für Menschen wie du und ich. Jetzt aktuell WC Entes 750 Milliliter, 2,49 Mark. Centis Frühstückskonfitüre, verschiedene Sorten, 88 Pfennig. Und Ritter Sport, verschiedene Sorten, 99 Pfennig. Also am liebsten zu Schätzlein.
Life's finer pleasures, happily, some are affordable. Like Grade Poupon Dijon mustard. So fine it's made with wine, like the original Dijon recipe, centuries old. Its classic flavor creates exquisite sauces, enhances beef, enriches salad dressings for taste that's extraordinary. So enjoy one of life's finer pleasures.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
But of course.
Grey Poupon, one of life's finer pleasures.
Later for an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Tonight.
14 News is sponsored by Expressway Chevrolet.
Food and spirits.
Walked in the East, the West. Once a year, the NBA's finest gather for a head-to-head battle of the biggest names in basketball. The NBA All-Star Game. Cartoon Network's giving you the chance to be there in 2003.
Now we're talking!
One grand prize winner scores 4 tickets and a trip to the NBA All-Star Game in Atlanta.
You haven't really outdone yourself this time.
400 second prize winners score an NBA prize pack with a Lego Ultimate NBA Arena set, a Gatorade Sports Towel and Squeeze bottle, and a copy of NBA Inside Drive for the Xbox video game console, rated E for everyone. That's a slam dunk. How do you get in on this? Just do what you always do. Tune in for your favorite cartoons this Friday starting at 7. And look for the toll-free number between all the silliness. Nothing but net. Brought to you by Lego.
Bang, bang, and then be able to immediately pop back to exactly where you were standing. And then to be able to do this in a way that when you pop out, you're always aiming at the exact same point as, so it's something that's highly repeatable. What they did with the AI of the enemies and the way that they hear and see you, what they've done with the idea of the cameras, the idea of what am I doing with these missions that are somewhat obscure and yet they tie in so well with the movie. You really feel like you're James Bond when you play this game, and that's just because you're not just looking for a key, and you don't want to shoot everybody because people might hear you, or they might see you shooting someone and then go hit an alarm and then the enemies come en masse and you're in trouble.
Don't move a muscle. Our reviews are coming right up.
Takeoff.
Ready here. Ready here.
And set to takeoff checks complete.
Okay, here we go.
A multi-million-dollar machine controlled by 3...
We'll go to Chuck E. Cheese's.
Chuck E. Cheese's, the real cool place to be a kid. What did you do to deserve it?
Kid, don't mess around.
Where's Tom?
And finally, the police thriller Witness, written by Earl N. Wallace and William Kelly, showing us 2 worlds, urban Philadelphia and the Amish community in Pennsylvania.
It all fits, Paul. 4 years ago, narcotics runs a...
Get it, Carter! Huh? Yay! We're leading 3-10, right, Murphy? Hey, Carter, what's the matter? You could have had that one. Well, kind of mad because we're beating you, aren't you?
No, that's not it. I was thinking about Potsworth. I feel bad for ignoring him.
Yeah, I guess we should have been a little nicer. Gee, he must really feel bad. Oh, come on. He's not feeling that bad. Let's play. No, we'd better find Potsworth and let him know we're sorry. You said it.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about him.
Shoot, and we were winning, too.
Tough break, kid.
Crystal lost 2 years of her life. She lost the man she loved, and she'll stop at nothing.
Life is filled with moments just waiting to be taken. Don't miss any of your moments. Capture them all on Kodak Gold film.
Tonight's Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet is brought to you by new Super Anahist cold tablets. Help you feel better, look better, and enjoy life in spite of your cold. Super Anahist tablets.
10 long years, he's hosted some of the world's worst movies, waiting for the day he would have a bigger show and bigger movies in a bigger town. Well, that day has arrived. Joe Bob's Hollywood Saturday Night. This week, Joe Bob investigates Fargo.
Would it kill you to say something?
Oh, you betcha, yeah. Yeah.
See it Saturday at 10:25 on TNT.
Fraternal twin brother, and that is John's father. How about that? Does that make sense?
Perfect sense to me. All right, we're looking on here as they get Mike Dunn's car ready to go to the starting line. The La Victoria Salsa Special owned by Darrell Gwynn. In round one, Mike faced off with Ed McCullough, the Winston points leader, coming into this event in the McDonald's car. And watch what happened. This was earlier today. McCullough with big problems right after the mark. Mike Dunn won it at 495. The ace was history. Well, when you're the points leader by a very narrow margin, a first-round loss, ace is obviously the last thing a man needs.
Well, we sort of struggled coming in here, Steve. You know, it's things haven't been right all weekend, but you know, it's all we can do is look ahead and go on to the next one, straighten this thing out, and go from there.
What happened that time?
It shook the tire real hard, and it was you know, coming loose. So, you know, it was all over.
When Eddie Hill won his first-round race, he became the points leader. Now it's Pat Dakin, Dayton, Ohio, Ruppin Dakin, a team from the 70s back for the 90s. Up against Mike Dunn, the Darrell Gwynn car. Brock?
Well, Steve, at first glance, this looks like a bit of an overmatch because of Dunn's strong running. But remember, Dakin, who qualified 16th, knocked off the #1 qualifier, Scott Kalita, in the first round. So upset in mind on the part of Pat Dakin.
Dakin, a beautiful leap, and the floor belt comes off. Mike Dunn all over the racetrack, but he hangs on to a 5:06 at 278 miles an hour. Falling off his earlier performances a bit, but the weather's changed and the track has changed. Well, Pat Dakin is out of here, but Bob Fry is back at the starting line with car owner Darrell Gwynn.
Darrell, boy, the team's looking good here now in the semifinals. Could this be the day?
Well, I sure hope so, Bob. You know, we're taking it one round at a time, and this stuff ain't easy. The track is tricky, the weather's tricky, and these cars are tricky, so one round at a time.
Nobody said it would be easy, did they?
You got it.
But would add to the weight and cost. So it's another idea that's not yet been accepted. But in some accidents, you don't get a chance to use the slides. At Tenerife in 1977, in poor visibility, 2 Boeing 747s slammed into each other on the ground.
And you like it's going to work. So basically, it's got 2 sets of handles and well, 3 sets of handles that move it around. How did you come up with this idea? What was the well, I think wake up in the middle of the night and think to myself, I can solve a Rubik's Cube with Legos? You know, and anyone who's at all into sort of tech trivia has a Rubik's Cube kicking around their house. And I was actually in a neighbour's house and saw this Rubik's Cube, you know, kicking around there totally unsolved. And he's like, have you ever solved it? No, I have not. And then I was thinking, and neither have I. You know, and there were really 2 options. One was to go out and get a book and learn how to do it and spend, you know, a couple of weeks doing that. And the other was to do what I thought was going to be a couple of weeks and make a Lego robot to do it. And it turned out to be more like a 4-month project. It was far more complicated than I initially thought it was going to be.
Why was it so complicated to work out?
There were really three factors. One was that Lego is kind of bendy. What I was looking for was something that would kind of kung fu the cube back into one piece.
You used to see those people on the television shows
Speed
would just be like...
Right. And as you can see, this is more a sort of Tai Chi.
It's very gentle.
Slow and gentle thing. The next problem was that I was pretty sure that there was going to be some... there was going to be some software out there for doing the color recognition, and there really wasn't. And that made it difficult because I had to write this color software from scratch. And then secondly, the Lego camera is not, it's a great little webcam, but it's not an industrial unit. And it turns out that the thing that determines whether video color recognition works really well is the quality of your camera.
Got it.
So,
because you can see where it's like, that's supposed to be orange.
Right.
And those are white, and some of the yellows are a little funky too. So I noticed that you said there was the Rubik's Cubes are so stiff, and we actually saw it sort of jam up before.
Right.
You had to lubricate the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, there's a guy called Lars Petrus in Sweden, who I think is the Swedish Rubik's Cube champion. And he had...
Our show, we'll send you a cassette of the best of America's Funniest Home Videos. So send in your tapes now. Coming up on America's Funniest Home Videos, a bearskin rug gives its owner a hug.
My grandson thinks I've got the best job in the world. I do, too. I've been in love with trains ever since the Christmas my dad gave me my first Lionel. You say they don't make things like they used to. Well, they still make Lionels big and rugged like when we were kids. This Christmas, don't give your children anything less than your father gave you. A big, rugged Lionel train. Let's tell your mother we're checking out a new engine. We'll be a little late.
Second championship round this year.
Power against power. Two of the biggest, strongest players on the tour.
Shaky three for Steve Cook.
Chris, there's a word you always used to use, and it was always an apparent, good-looking hit, and those should be strikes when they're like that. The ball just, once again, just overpowers the pins. Unfortunate that anybody has to pay a penalty for a quality strike shot. Cook, easy spare to start with, the 9-pin.
Look at the bend in the arc on that shot. Steve Cook of Roseville, California, father of 3, Stacy, Jill, and Kristen, 4 months old. And here is Jeff Bellinger, 1-3, Kimberly Ann. He and Phyllis have 1 child.
He used to be nicknamed Boom Ball Bellinger because of his tremendous, tremendous hook. He's cut it down some, but it's still a big, powerful ball.
So he starts his championship match in grand fashion.
Jeff Bellinger not eligible for the Firestone Tournament of Champions, as you see the leaders by around 18 games of qualifying. Mark Baker, the early leader. Dave Husted overtook him in the 3rd round, and then Dave maintained that lead to the very last game where Steve Cook shot a .279 to drop David Husted down to 2nd. Now Bellinger has worked his way through the field, winning 3 matches, challenging Cook for the title. And as I said, Bellinger not eligible for the Firestone Tournament of Champions. Art Trask, 4-time champion.
$10,000 shopping spree at Bass Pro Shops. Check out an old Milwaukee display.
If you have kids, you have a problem. A math problem. Let's say you make X and take home Y. Subtract your phone, electric, and mortgage payments, not to mention the skiing, skating, guitar, and karate lessons, and you're lucky if you can see a movie on your VCR. Now, throw into that equation your 18-year-old with college on his mind and nothing in his wallet, and you don't need a CPA to tell you that.
You both run dry.
What you need is a home equity loan from Fleet, because unlike all those things that take more out of your paycheck, Fleet equity loans take out less. Fleet, whatever you make, they can make it go further.
King Crush.
again time to settle matters at Louisville's Freedom Hall. We know who the world champion is. The only thing we don't know is who is the champion on this night in Louisville, Kentucky. It'll be either Bigfoot and Andy Brass, already crowned as the season champ, or the Auto Value King Crunch, his arch rival and main nemesis in 1990.
Well, we knew it was going to be a blue truck and a winter terminal. Brass is trying to make 100% kill night. Whoa, he does.
Hold on, Scott Stevens. He almost got in big trouble on a wild finish, but Stevens shuts it down before smacking the wall, and Bigfoot goes out in style, winning on the final race of the year. And there you can see he really opened up the points on this final night, but that's a deceiving cushion. It was much closer than that all year long. Carolina Crusher a solid third. King Crunch and King Kong round out the top 5 in the season standings. 88 champion USA 1 finishes 6th. Outlaw, very impressive 7th place run. Then 8th, the Nightlife. Gravedigger holds on for the number 9 spot. And Buffalo Tremor, Johnny K, rounds out the top 10. Clydesdale will finish 11th. Marvin Smith's Wild Hair holds off no problem for 12th. Then Thunder Chicken and Mad Dog round out the top 15 for the 1990 season in TNT Monster Truck Racing.
Yeah, but Scott, right now it's official. Bigfoot is king of the monster truck.
So the world champion has been crowned, and he does it going out in style. Andy Brass and Bigfoot, the champion of the world in TNT Monster Truck Racing. Congratulations.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. I want to just thank everybody. Like I say, thank Acclaim, Ford, all the guys back there, all the guys back in the shop. We run the Speedway here a couple months ago. We took 1 out of the wins there, took a 2nd place, take 2 first here, just great, you know.
As King Crunch leaves the building right now, Andy, basically I got one more question for you. Was it any sweeter because the last one came against Scott Stevens and King Crunch, who you've had such a battle and a rivalry with all year?
Yeah, it was. You know, I kind of wanted to hurry up and get on.
Navy, accelerate your life.
I've got to stay focused. If I let hunger get in my way, some other guy grabs my shot.
There's a hunger inside you.
So I carry Snickers.
Packed with fresh roasted peanuts, thick milk chocolate, and caramel. Snickers stops the hunger.
Hey, these guys aren't the only ones competing out here.
There's a hunger inside.
We get, or how do you get on the Professional Bowlers Tour, and just go around to various investors. As you see Devers ball coming in light, breaking up the 5-10 split, leaving a very simple 5-pin. I guarantee you'll make this. Going back to that sponsorship, sell shares in yourself. What Scott did, sold 7,000 in shares and then bought the shareholders out.
Raised $7,000. Last year alone, $94,000. We're in our 2nd match, and look what you can do here at Landmark Recreation Center. In addition to bowling. Ooh, looks good.
In front of the client, he blurts out, "I forgot
my pink Angora sweater. All I did was toss it in with the leftover tuna casserole. Let's whip up some of those yummy
galvanized nails. Just ship them out overnight along with
77 little stink bugs in a sock.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular. And nobody can put you in a better calling plan. U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here. Get double minutes for 1 year on rate plans $25 and higher.
Spirograph. Beautiful designs. Spirograph. Perfect every time. Amazing art. Watch it grow. You look like a pro. Unbelievable. Spirograph. The one for beautiful designs.
A spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud where Mother Nature gave him special powers. That bear...
Starting now, this is the way you'll condition your hair. New Light Step Conditioner. Foam in. Don't rinse. Tangles out.
Has a terrific story idea. It's the story of a bright, cheerful teenage boy who is bored by his high school classes but enjoys fiddling around with video games and with the computer in his bedroom. At the beginning of the film, he's using his home computer to try to tap into the computer of a toy company and steal their latest video game. Instead, he winds up tapping into the top-secret Defense Department computer that controls our nuclear defense system.
Wow. We're in. It thinks I'm Vulcan.
Is there any end product involved in what you do?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you use any special equipment for your job? Yes, I do. Is it portable equipment? That is, can it be moved? I do have something that is portable. And something that's not portable, It is not in regular use. Do you have to have any special training for the work you're doing? Very much so. Does it require getting some kind of a degree? A certain type of degree would be, let us say, a good background, but it would not qualify for the...
Mrs. Fernandez,
work.
You're much too generous. That's 3 down and 7 to go. Miss Moore, you don't need a degree. Go ahead.
Tell me, do you wear any special sort of uniform?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Block. Dimples, we call him.
Do you deal with people
Yes.
rather than animals?
Yes.
Do they come to you?
Yes.
They do. Would I be the type of person that would come to you?
Brother!
You might, yes.
I might? Would it be a happy occasion?
I don't know.
A good thing that Mrs. Fernandez is answering that question, because I know the answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you know, like with the ape last week. Does what you do make these people that come to you happier?
It might.
We've determined that it
Oh,
might,
we have,
and in
huh?
some instances it might not.
Well, does your thing have anything to do with health?
No.
That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do these people come to consult you in any way?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think they come to consult her. That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do these people come to see you on anything that might have something to do with their looks? No.
That's 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Moore.
This does have to do with their health.
No.
No, well, we've
No,
determined that
we
before.
determined that
So I won't give you a no on that, Miss Moore.
Thank
You go ahead.
very much. Thank you very much. Tell me, do you come in actual physical contact with these people?
Just once, very slightly.
Just...
Isn't it fantastic that the people who experienced the war and post-war periods, as well as the younger generations who didn't, can all enjoy a peaceful evening together here? I'm back at the Han River. It's really dark. Ah, the heart lanterns are all lit up. How pretty they look. Oh, a street singer. Now that's something that's popular all over the world. This area sure is bustling. The Dragon Bridge.
With the velociraptor located, what remains to be seen is how 80 million years have weathered the skeleton.
How's progress? It's going pretty well, but we have probably about 2/3 of the skeleton exposed now, starting up here near the head and going farther back in the body. And here we have a right front limb, and we think part of the left front limb. Back here we have all of the individual vertebrae and some ribs. It's still extending farther back into the hill, so we're pretty hopeful that most of the skeleton will be there.
If the tail is there, it might take another day or so.
Even in Andrew's day, excavating was not just a matter of digging out fossils, but of understanding their place in time. While Jim and Mark dig, geologist Lowell Dingus plots the location of the fossil in the geological record.
One of the more important things we need to do when we find a fossil is to record not only its geographic position, but also where it is in the sequence of rocks, because fossils that are found lower in the sequence are older and died before fossils that are found up higher in the sequence. I can level my eyesight right through to this little ridge of rock that we're walking up, and I know how high my eye level is, so it just gives me a measurement, an accurate measurement, which if I piece together like this, just adding up the eye levels as I go, then I know how high the velociraptor is in the sequence.
Recovering a well-preserved velociraptor could help answer an intriguing question. How are dinosaurs related to birds?
One real interesting thing would be to see if we can find a wishbone. In birds, the wishbone is formed of the clavicles, your collarbones, that fuse together along the midline and form somewhat...
And now a tempting new flavor, tasty, tangy cherry.
There's a burst of refreshing fruit flavor for you in Starburst Fruit Chews, naturally and artificially flavored.
Tonight on Nova, giant airships like this once ruled the skies. They were the first to drop bombs on a city and the first passenger aircraft. Speed and a comfortable ride made them the ocean liners of the sky. But a number of well-publicized crashes ended their reign. Some never gave up on the airship, and today there is a small renaissance for these machines.
Isn't it great? Oh, brother, it's fantastic and great twit.
The blimp is back.
Oh, God.
Funding for Nova is provided by the Johnson & Johnson family of companies, supplying health care products worldwide. And Lockheed, a bold new force in systems engineering, management, and technology services for defense, space, and industry. Major funding for Nova is provided by the financial support of viewers like you.
And of course they're right. Is that your boss? 30 cents and 55. All right, Harl, have fun with your new car. Come on, Judith, let's spin for more money. The green section is worth $5,000. The dollar is worth $10,000. Spin it hard. It must go all the way around or it doesn't count, and you don't get another spin. Here's your bonus spin. Now there it goes. Will it get around here again? Will it get around here again? It could be close. It's trying. It's trying. It's trying. But you have $1,000.
Yes,
and you're going to be in the showcase as soon as... No, not as soon as we finish this. After 3 more pricing games. Back after this.
Starbucks double shot espresso drink. Bring on the day.
Something you got to do. Another job. It's going to help both of us.
You didn't hear what I said, did you? It's finished with us, Jake.
Why don't you feel you owe me just a little something?
No, Jerry.
She look great or what?
Well, that's really terrific. She comes back, and here she is in this other guy's life. What did he risk his life for? That was James Woods as the gangster. He's a good actor. And that scene where the girl unexpectedly walks in, destroying the Jeff Bridges character's whole life, that worked the first time on film with Jane Greer and Robert Mitchum, and it works this time, too. What a low-down, double-crossing thing for a broad to do. The best thing about Against All Odds is the love-hate relationship between Jeff Bridges and Rachel Ward, with James Woods as the slime boat who's pulling all the strings. Now, I have a complaint, is that these people are in a plot so complicated it's almost impossible to understand, but when they're in the bedroom together, well, then you understand everything.
That's exactly right. It is very difficult to understand. You know what I had to do? I had to see it a second time to figure out all the different manipulations, and they all come at the end, and your head's spinning. But it is worth seeing a second time, and I think it is because of two things. One, the very strong relationship and the strong sexual attachment and emotional attachment between the Bridges character and Rachel Ward. They're both very good actors.
They are real good in this film.
Jeff Bridges has been good in everything he's ever done, as far as I'm concerned. I think he's one of the most unsung actors we have working today. But Rachel Ward surprised me. She's just not a body. She's a pretty good actress. The other thing that's very interesting for me, and it's what I find that I enjoy in films like Body Heat, Chinatown, and North Dallas 40, and this film is like all three of those, is adult malevolence. There are people, they're playing for love. There are whole other people in this film, and indeed in the world, who don't care a thing about love. They're playing for power and for money, and we see all of that in this picture. A strong love affair and some real vicious adult people.
I agree with both of those things. I like the fact that you mentioned Chinatown, because it has the same sort of corruption that exists on a level so much above and beyond what these two people...
Now, a new power for lips. It's amazing technology from L'Oreal. It's lip color that transforms your lips for full, oh, so luscious lips. L'Oreal, take the power.
Of the year, I'm sad to say. Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman, two of our finest movie talents, coming off of big films from about 4.5 years ago, Reds and Tootsie, now directed by Elaine May, who has made some very good pictures. A New Leaf, for example. Now, how can people as bright as these three come up with this mess called Ishtar? For one thing, not for a second did I believe Hoffman and Beatty as would-be Simon and Garfunkel, singing so badly that they leave the audience aghast as they try to make it in show business.
I need you to call my own and never do wrong, to hold in mind your little hand. I'll know too soon that all is so grand. Please hold my hand.
The two men refuse to believe they have no musical talent. Well, we believe it, as they compose ridiculous song after song.
I got it. If you admit that you can play the accordion, no one will hire you in a rock and roll band.
Man, when you're on, you're on.
Hello, baby.
That's not funny, it's just dull. Desperate for a job, anywhere, they take a gig in Morocco. They become involved in Middle East politics and wind up wandering the desert, still singing their song badly.
My lips are on fire with my desire for you. Good song.
So let me drink some water. Let me drink the wine.
If you're not my daughter, will you still be mine?
They're laughing, and we're not, and that's...
MTV Video Music Awards meets Roseanne. Music's biggest stars all hoping to win.
I know who's winning, I'm not telling.
Live performances by Aerosmith, Beastie Boys, Boyz II Men, Green Day, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Rolling Stones, Salt and Pepper, Smashing Pumpkins, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Bruce Springsteen, Stone Temple Pilots, and more. The 1994...
Mire, un nuevo estilo de pan, super tostada de Ortiz.
No, no tomamos pan tostado.
Coja la caja y verá que es diferente.
Esto es otra cosa. ¡Qué bueno!
Y nutritivo. Mire el trigo.
¡Y qué grande! Es un pan como una casa.
Super tostada de Ortiz. El pan de los que aún no tomaban pan tostado.
Ortiz. Panaderos y galleteros por saber y por sabor.
my guy, it's November, but the Pink Panther, furnished by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, United Artists, is so hip that he's going to go inner tubing, even at 40 degrees. He's too cool, Katie. I mean, he's too cool. Yeah, I've seen all the movies that he starred in, and now he wants to direct himself. Can you believe that's the way these stars are now? He's got the scarf to fit the part. It's going to be 2 car lengths long, that scarf.
Willard, according to his bio, the Pink Panther is 32 and currently single, and I hear the Betty Boop balloon is available, so maybe they should talk.
That's Matt Lauer, isn't he? 32 and single?
Miss America Chantel Smith and Beethoven, the K-9 movie star, when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade returns. NBC's telecast of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is sponsored in part by Cotton Incorporated, who wishes you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Cotton, the fabric of our lives. And by MasterCard. It's more than a credit card, it's smart money.
It was the world's strangest accident while testing a new rocket ship. Our heroes were bombarded by mysterious cosmic rays from outer space. Though they crash-landed safely, the strange and powerful rays had changed each one of them, transforming their leader, Reed Richards, into the plastic-skinned Mr. Fantastic. Sue Richards into the Now You See Her, Now You Don't, Invisible Girl. And Ben Grimm into a mighty muscled powerhouse called The Thing. Now together with Herbie the Robot, the newest member of the group, they have become the greatest team of superheroes the world has ever known. The new
The Relic. Rated R. Starts Friday, January 10th.
There's a new Top Girl tape recorder just for you in hot metallic purple. Batteries not included. Going down.
Move over, Roger Rabbit. Michael Jordan scores.
Wow.
What's going on here? In a comic fantasy that is out of this world.
You guys are nuts.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
Maybe there is no intelligent life out there after all.
Okay, paws and wings in here. All right.
Space Jam, rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.
brought to you by EB Games.
We've got a buried treasure this week that's kind of confusing to me because this is my favorite Nintendo 64 game. It's called Jet Force Gemini, and when it was released, no one bought it. And I don't understand, because it's developed by Rare, and Rare was sort of known as one of the best game development companies in the world. And this game, I think, was their greatest effort. It had everything in it. There was flying levels, there was racing levels, all kinds of sort of 80s arcade shooting levels. The game is enormous. It takes a long time to play, and as you get through the different levels, your characters power up. And it is a very hardcore action game, and it's surprising to see these cutesy little characters, but then all of a sudden you'll see the aliens just splatter into big sort of clouds of green goo. Great playing game. Terrific Dolby surround sound. It's called Jet Force Gemini, and if you have an N64, this is essential.
Check out this and other buried treasures at EB Games. We take games seriously.
Watched by more people than any other network. ABC.
You have no right to hurt people this way.
I got the right. Intense.
Don't you have any respect? This is all they respect in this country. Get out of here!
Powerful.
Outside, I'm just like a stone. On the inside, I feel like I'm burning.
Emotional.
There are certain things in life that are sacred. Without them, it doesn't matter if we live or die.
A triumph.
Mamma!
My Family, Mi Familia. Rated R. Starts Wednesday, May 3rd.
Before the cashmere or denim, the silk. The silky skin that comes with Caress Moisturizing Body Wash. It not only cleanses, it has essential moisturizers to nourish your skin every day. Nothing leaves you silkier. So before the linen or lace comes the silk. Before you dress, caress with Caress Moisturizing Body Wash.
Disappeared for 20 years before resurfacing in a series of murky, unfocused, boring, technically hapless movies that had the audience desperately struggling to see what was on the screen. I paid $5. What is it that you're trying to show me? The only consolation was, with movies like Jaws 3D, if you couldn't see the screen, at least you weren't missing anything.
That's absolutely true. You know, you do put on those glasses, and you do feel like a kid again, and you really do have fabulous expectations when it is a sequel, when it is 3D. We got a couple of them on the show, and boy, this one really let me down. The big moment when the shark is going to crash through this little sequarium, you know, the 3D didn't work well. It never leapt, it never came off the screen. It just hit that thing and then they cut to another scene. Too bad. Now I've got another 3D sequel for you. Amityville 3D. What a show. This really tries our patience, asking us to believe that yet another sucker would actually buy the same disaster-plagued house. This time, Tony Roberts plays the sucker. He thinks that all the deaths in the house have been either fakes or coincidences, right? Especially when the salesman who sells them in the first scene, he drops too. Here he visits the cellar and sees his wife. Don't worry about the 3D. As with Jaws 3D, the 3D is so bad here that you'll enjoy this film slightly more in good old 2D. Now that music, that real tranquil music before she jumps out, that was totally in
The female gives the please go home now tap on the back.
I'll talk to you, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Good night.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Bye.
Baby, try not to get any of your weird jelly stuff on my hair.
Johnny Bravo, premiering Monday at 8 on Cartoon Network.
Introducing new Style Shampoo with different scientific formulas for different kinds of hair. Style 1, a shampoo that deep cleans oily hair and scalp. Style 2, a shampoo that moisturizes dry, brittle hair. Style 3, a shampoo that adds body to fine, limp hair. Style 4, a shampoo that lightly conditions normal hair. Get the scientific solution to your hair care problem. New Style Shampoo.
Bye. Hannah Montana will be right back on Disney Channel.
I'm kinda busy right now.
Wrong number, This is not Svetlana.
There's a lot that are not showing. Marv Ham has no problem going through. The same for Ron McMillan's number 321, Brenda Lynn. Foam on the water shows Dave Freeland is getting close to the end of stage number 1. Louise Falls just ahead of him. 50 miles from the start, and Freeland is there first. Finishing second is Marv Ham's Miss Josie 2, but he's 4 minutes behind Dave Freeland. Not everyone is having a good day, though. That's number 288, Risky Business, driven by Kelly King, and he's having some problems. Leg 1 for most of the boats is now completed. For most of the drivers, it was their first chance to see what the course was like. And here's what some of them said about it.
Yeah, it was fairly flat. The first 3/4 of the last little section was really good. No major obstacles though.
Boats running okay?
Real good, yeah.
Good flat water race. Any kind of water works pretty well in. The open water is exceptionally good for us, and there's lots of open water, lots of corners, which I think slows everyone down. And every time you go around a corner, it bites in and slows you down a bit. But it's been a pretty good run.
Well, we had a bit of trouble. We blew a hose off the water pump, but Ron here fixed it up on the way up.
As you were going along the race?
As we were going along, he took a hot shower.
We're a little slower off the pace, but we're
find out some new things about our equipment, and we're running okay.
You do anything different?
Win this, it could make a big difference in points.
These engines in these machines are very similar to that used in drag racing, and of course a lot of times the drivers will put them in neutral and clean those engines out. They want to make sure that they're absolutely ready to respond when they get that green light. Starting line personnel making sure that everything is lined up perfectly, because a lot is at stake with this race. Not only the prize money available tonight, but also the points. Takes the win.
You could not have asked for a prettier final round dash. Side by side off the line, side by side in the air. Fred Schaefer asks who won. And they tell him.
The crowd's going wild.
Obviously, it was close enough that Fred Schaefer had no idea who won. Look at this hit on the cars. Sheer power sailing this thing a full truck length over the finish line. That was the most brute power propelled run we've seen all night long. And another rough landing. He stops it right in front of the fans who are already going nuts. In the other lane, Jack Willman left the starting line dead even with the barefoot Chevy. He also got it way up in the air. He lands right on the finish line as well, a rough bounce, but it was a matter of 4 feet at the finish line, making the difference between a winner and a loser. Fred Schaefer pulls it off in a big, big win.
Up to the line right now, getting ready to go. It'll be the Southern Hustler, driven by Kevin Dabney. And his
Maggi Italian shoe wholesalers open to the public. The latest fashion Italian all-leather ladies and gents shoes at less than half manufacturers' recommended retail prices. Maggi shoes at Dean Street off Oxford Street, Church Street, Kensington, Kilburn High Road Wembley, Great Portland Street W1, Hare Street Woolwich, Friars Square Aylesbury, High Street Watford. Open this weekend, including Bank Holiday Monday and all week, 9:30 to 6 p.m.
I soak my dentures. Tuesday, I brush. Wednesday, I soak.
Wait, all you need is denture cream. Why soak when denture cream gets dentures twice as clean and has minty mouthwash ingredients? All you need is denture cream.
Every day.
Fool Suckers. The name of the film, The Color of Money. The Color of Money is one of 4 new movies we're going to be reviewing this week, along with our regular segment reviewing a couple of new releases in video cassette stores. I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune.
And I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. Now, although it might sound like a sequel to The Hustler, The Color of Money is actually more like another chapter in the continuing story of Fast Eddie Felson's obsession with the game of pool. Felson is played again, of course, this time by Paul Newman, and years have passed since the last movie, and now he's a wise old pro who has learned all of his lessons the hard way. Then he discovers an incredibly talented kid played by Tom Cruise and decides to back him financially and coach him into the world of big-time pool hustling.
If you got an area of excellence, you're good at something, you're the best at something, anything, then rich can be arranged. I mean, rich can come fairly easy.
Really?
Yeah. You got some other area of excellence besides this stocker?
9 balls? Right?
There's some piece of work.
I'm some piece of work.
You're also a natural character.
I've been telling her that. You know, I got natural character.
No, that's not what I said, kid. I said you are a natural character. You're an incredible flake.
Later in the film, their partnership breaks up, and Newman and Cruise are competitors in a national pool tournament.
Do you think kids would have minded if she had a LeBaron? Oh, no, Barbie wouldn't be caught dead in an American car. No, no. And who do you think bought it for? Probably the 45-year-old midlife crisis Ken. No, actually, maybe Barbie bought it herself, because Barbie has a job now. She's in a band. You see, Barbie live in concert. See? She's got 2 black backup singers who are probably doing the lead vocals and not getting any credit on the album. So what I'm guessing. One thing's for sure, though. They've got to be better than Wilson Phillips. Ken, you might be interested to know, Ken is a musician, too. Look, it's Rappin' Ken. Now, that's the real hardcore voice of the ghetto, isn't it? His album's called Straight Outta Newport Beach. And look at this. It actually does make a noise if you hear this thing. Sounds kind of like the Almost Live theme, but not as commercial. All right. Well, here is the ultimate. Barbie for president. Well, why not? Why not? You know, I don't know, what do you think? Ken for vice president? I think we already tried that and it didn't work. I'm guessing this Ken might make a good first lady, though, so we'll keep them together. Keep buying those Barbies, and we'll be back right after this.
I think my partner's a rat. We gotta shut him up. They want a war, they got a war.
How such success was possible. Doug Gilbert.
I was there in 1975 at a swimming meet, and I saw that there was 100 girls swimming who didn't look that good. They didn't look nearly to the level of the competition of the Canadian team that we had there in the same age group. These were all girls 15 years and under. And yet, within 1 year, 5 of those girls, including Andrea Pollock and Petra Premer and Petra Toomer, were at the Olympic Games in Montreal winning gold medals. And to us, that was just incredible that that kind of development took place.
Berlin. The secret behind the East German sports success lies beyond the wall in the eastern sector. Here at the Dynamo Club, some of East Germany's top athletes live, study, and train. East Germany has a network of elite sport clubs sponsored by different workers' groups. This one is run by the police. Normally, foreigners are not allowed in, but in the winter of 1979, after 8 months of negotiations, Nova was finally admitted. Montreal gold medalist Andrea Pollock trains here, along with 8 other young swimmers. Their practice begins with gymnastic warm-ups, special exercises designed to take the body through the motions of swimming. This is to avoid injury. For this filming, the first ever permitted Western television, Nova was required to work with an East German camera crew and interpreter. Our coverage was confined to a single practice. Would anything here help us to understand the East German athletic prowess? Many of these girls do not come from Berlin. Carefully selected, they live at the Dynamo Club, apart from their families, and train 3 to 4 hours every day. Their school schedule is arranged around swimming.
Funding for Frontline is provided by this station and other public television stations nationwide, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
McDonald's has something for everyone this season, like these cute and cuddly Toys R Us Animal Alley minis.
As Nintendo begins to take on new forms, it's important that we can measure how addictive they truly are.
Game Boy Micro. Extremely portable. Extremely stylish.
Rod, will you fetch me another player?
Will do, Bob. Mary B. Wirtz, come on down. You're the next contestant on this Price is Right special.
Welcome to Contestants Row, Mary B. Wirtz. What do we have for them to bid on, feller?
A new pool table. The entire family can have hours of fun with this fabulous billiard table made of Jackson pecan with solid oak rail caps. Comes with playing equipment from Golden West Billiards, Bob.
And bidder number one is Mary.
$14.50.
She says what?
$14.50.
$14.50. Now you, Robert.
$22.50.
$22.50. Velma, what do you think?
$1,800.
$1,800. And let's hear from Wendell.
$1,300.
He says $1,300. And I say that the actual retail price is $1,765, and the winner is Mary. Come on, Mary. Let's see what you can win. Right up here to me, Mary. You certainly may. Thank you. I beg your pardon?
I said you're more handsome in person.
I didn't hear you.
You're even more handsomer in person.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Thank you very much. I do, after that remark, I do hope you win this.
A new sailboat. The Capri 22, designed for easy sailing and rigging, includes color sail and racing package for the competitive sailor. Comes with trailer, Bob.
Now, Mary, we're going to play Money Game. And the object of the game is to pick out the first two numbers and the last two numbers and the price of that boat. If we find a dollar sign, we'll give you that much money. Now, where do you want to start, Mary?
89.
89.
Meanwhile, Dave Fralin-Isertive boats can cost anywhere up to $50,000 to build. And a weekend of racing can maybe cost the owner as much as $10,000. Certainly an expensive sport. The boats and crews arrived in Hay River earlier in the week in preparation for the 2 days of racing. The day prior to the start, the boats were put on display in the parking lot of the Recreation Center. A chance for the locals to get a close look at what the sport is all about. Certainly quite a variety, the different hulls and the different types of engines. We asked world champ Marv Ham to explain the difference in classes.
The A class is an unlimited, anything goes.
Sharp, tough, and stout. Who's your friend when things get rough? It's sharp, tough, and stout. Can't do a little 'cause you can't do enough. It's sharp, tough, and stout. He's your friend when things get rough. It's sharp, tough, and stout. Can't do a little 'cause you can't.
Hey, kid, have a carrot. A carrot? Carrot sticks are, yes, indeed. They are delicious. If you must eat in between meals, why not eat nutritious dishes? Like fill a bowl with ice cubes and add raw cauliflower. Stuff celery with cheese and let it chill for half an hour. Add carrot sticks and olives and any other knickknacks. Then keep this by the TV set for when you want those quick snacks. Well,
but while I'm waiting, could you make me a banana?
Okay, you're a banana.
Right. Anyway, you want it.
The story here is really most confusing as he weaves his way in and out of the rock world, but even more repellent is the character of Ford Fairlane, played by Andrew Dice Clay. Talking like an X-rated cross between Sam Spade and Rodney Dangerfield, Ford Fairlane is simply not funny. He's a boring blowhard, and because he doesn't have a single interesting case to solve in this picture, I mean, none of the victims here are worth being saved in some way, I found the whole experience of watching this movie to be an utter waste of time.
This movie is completely uninvolving. It has a hero I didn't like.
Yes.
Villains I didn't hate.
What?
Victims I didn't sympathize with, and a plot I couldn't follow.
I could not follow.
And it's photographed in an ugly really garish way, a kind of a nighttime neon-lit universe that is supposed to look like the club scene of L.A., but essentially just looks like an explosion at a drive-in somewhere.
Well, you know, this picture was made, I was disappointed for another reason. Everyone's going to be talking about it. This is the Andrew Dice Clay movie. The director of this film is Rennie Harlan, who did Die Hard 2, which I think is the best movie of the summer, and he even did Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which was really well made in that series. And here, I would expect just so much more from him. I didn't dislike the look of the film as much as you, but there was nothing to like in the picture. Nothing to like.
Andrew Dice Clay, I think, oddly enough, has a future as a movie actor.
I don't know.
As long as he doesn't play the Andrew Dice Clay comic character. I think he does have, I was asking myself this question, does the guy have a future? I think he does have a future. He could probably make a great villain. He could probably make a great Hetty or a great character in the right kind of role. He would be good at that. As Andrew Dice Clay, he is exactly what you called him, a boring blowhard who is completely uninteresting.
I don't understand.
Not funny, and not worth watching.
One of his gimmicks is to get cigarettes out, and he's...
Any drugs in here? There's a large group assaulting an individual. What happened?
Fighting the odds. As of today, 491 homicides. The streets. Who did the stabbing?
I don't know what you're talking about. I had a fight earlier
Take it down. And sometimes themselves.
I was trying to keep that macho image, okay? It eats at you.
Shooting 10 people, killing 3 is a lot to endure. He's no longer going to be able to function as a police officer.
We had a police department which contemptuous of black people.
What we have here in Detroit is affirmative action gone wild.
2 days and 2 nights.
This is possibly the weapon. He was heard to beg for his life.
She resisted arrest.
Behind the badge.
She resisted everything.
Wow, this cat food is delicious. Can you read the name?
I can't read, but it's on the tip of my tongue.
It's so good tasting. I hope they gave it a special name.
What's the name?
It's Special Dinners from Purina. Each bit is crunchy and delicious on the inside, that's the dinner, with an extra coating of milk flavor on the outside. That's the special. Special Dinners.
Special Dinners.
Hey, I like that.
Special Dinners.
Both does and bucks carry antlers, which are shed every year, a loss of bone-building calcium that summer grazing will replace. Does especially need this nourishment, as they will soon be ready to calve. Reindeer are a Sami's wealth, and every new calf is a valuable asset. In autumn, when these animals return, they'll be in prime condition after summer grazing and will swim back without the help of the Norwegian Navy. Pools of water slowly melt from the ice and snow. It's May. High in the remaining snow fields, the first calves of the year have already been born. But late snowstorms and frosts can endanger the lives of newborns. Spring in the mountains of Norway is fickle. Safely protected by its mother, this calf's immediate troubles are over.
Of my hand.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will return after these messages.
All right, now we can go back to our brush with a grass color on it, and we can begin putting in all kinds of little grassy areas like this, right up here by the trees. These trees remind me of my little squirrel. It would be a good place for him to live. I want to show you my little squirrel one more time. Shoot, I've showed him to you a couple times in this series. He's one of the cutest little devils that you've ever seen. He's Peapod Jr. He likes to live in my pocket. Of course, by the time you get to see this, he'll already be turned loose and he'll be free. Probably living in my backyard, and he'll have a little condo back there in a tree. I love these little rascals. I raise a bunch of them every year, turn them loose. And they go back to nature where they're supposed to be. So, hope you enjoy seeing them little rascals. They're really special to me, and I like to share them with my friends. All right, maybe over in here. Okay, I see a thing happening here. It's a place for a path right there. Yeah, I see it. I'm sorry to get excited, but as you paint, you begin seeing things here. They just sort of happen. Watch here. We take a little brown, and maybe you can see the indication of a little path coming out here. Maybe sort of disappears, comes out here, around. These things happen. Don't fight them when they happen. Very quickly you'll learn to use anything that happens in your painting, and it might make some of the most interesting compositions. A little bit of brown and white, just a small amount. And we can highlight a little, just so it stands out here and there. All right, tell you what we need here. Let me find a liner brush. Take a little paint thinner. And we need a few little sticks.
Colored my hair with Preference. I fell in love. Because L'Oreal's Superior Preference has this fade-defying formula, plus an anti-damage conditioner. It's anti-dry out and anti-fade out. So my color stays luminous, lasting for up to 8 weeks. Superior Preference by L'Oreal.
For sure, yeah. And it's set to music. Oh, I can't believe I went this far out on a limb. You know? I'm sorry. Just to get this music montage cleverly titled by us, Splish Splash. Let's watch.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath, long about a Saturday night. Yeah. A rubber-dubber, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. When I stepped out the tub, put my feet on the floor, down around me, and I opened the door, and then a splish splash, back in the bath. Well, I was out of mood, there was a party going on, there was a splishing and a splash, pulling up the field, moving and a groove, and rocking and a roll.
I miss that divining rod. Every historic event begins with one dramatic and unique moment. The American Revolution began with the Boston Tea Party, and America's funniest home videos began when Helen Wolf got stuck in the dishwasher. She was our first winner on our first 1 hour special. So let's relive our humble beginnings and her much publicized embarrassment right now.
Could you explain the situation here? Helen, could you please give us an update on what the problem is?
My hair is caught on this hook in the back of the dishwasher.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
90210, weeknights at 6 on TV 58.
It's alive.
It's jello. It's squishy. It's fruity. It wiggles as it slides down your throat. Eat it before it eats you.
J-E-L-L-O. Symbolizes the national significance of sport. The head of sport is the second most powerful man in the country.
Sports festival, which is a very difficult thing to understand in the West. We don't have anything like it, reflects the total organization of the East German system. So it reflects the culture. It's not really just something that's come along. It goes back a long way, but it brings the mass sport together, the elite sport together, justifies the large budget expenditures that go on within the country, and it brings the people together. Everybody has to cooperate in the festival.
The Spartakiad serves a further purpose. It is a showplace for young talent. These competitions are considered the prelude to the Olympics. Many of East Germany's Olympic stars were once Spartakiad winners.
Smaller competitor on your left and a much larger competitor on your right. Normally in sumo, a big size difference can be a distinct advantage for the larger competitor, but in sirum, as you can see, the smaller competitor here blocking every attempt by his opponent to throw him until that point right there. He throws him with a hip toss down onto the mat, but by using superior technique in sirum, a lot of times a smaller competitor can beat a larger competitor. They start again. They're blocking the leg check again. Trying to grab a hold on the belt. You can see the smaller man has lost the grip, but that time he grabbed the belt around the one leg and used that to gain the leverage and throw his opponent up over his head, actually, and down onto the mat, and there's your winner.
And there you have it. Demonstration.
You were here. She has the traveler's checks here. There's got to be a better way. Here's one now. New American Express traveler's checks for 2. The first checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
We continue with a salute, hey, I'm getting dizzy. The Salute to Boneheads presents Divot Heads.
Yes, I'm practicing my golf swing in front of a solid concrete block wall. You have a problem with that?
Nah, go ahead and shoot yourself. I mean, suit yourself.
Yes, I'm practicing Oh, goodness.
I'm going for extra yardage. Fred, keep your eye on my ball. And Harry, keep your eye on my club.
Where'd the ball go? That's on tape, too.
Don't distract me. I've got to concentrate on this shot if I'm going to break 100. Oh, darn, I sliced it.
I didn't distract you this time, did I? I was quiet.
Not quite enough, Buttercup.
You get that, bro?
I never thought I'd be able to afford golf, but here I am. Even got these shorts free when I bought these clubs. $39 for a whole set. Seems simple enough. Just hit the ball with the club. Where'd it go?
Hey, ball fell out of your pocket.
You did get that.
Seems simple enough. Just hit this stupid ball with this asinine club.
All right, now let's just turn it off right now.
You gotta get... How many balls are you carrying in that pocket?
Blasted ball, blasted club, blasted friends. Let's eat.
Hey there. You ever call those video catalog companies on TV and order products you don't need and can't afford? You ever do that? Yeah. You do? Wow. I should get into that business. Do you ever call any of those bikini girls on TV you'll never meet and can't afford?
Yeah. We, the penguins, entered a rally. We hoped that we would come first.
But the Peregrine was driving, so of course the tire burst. Wasn't my fault.
We saw some other penguins up in a cable car.
They had a pair of binoculars and watched the affair from afar.
We had to ring up to be rescued. So if you don't want any fuss, to pick up those 650 penguins, don't pick up the ones like us.
Where's everybody gone?
Lincoln Mercury announces the closest thing to cost-free driving. Starting now, you can get an exclusive 2-year free maintenance plan and an exclusive 2-year free warranty on Lynx and LN7. So for 2 years, virtually all you pay for is gas. What's more, you can get a 5% cash bonus right now. Lynx and LN7 from Lincoln Mercury. It takes cars built this well to make you an offer this good.
Primates. Gorillas are primates. Monkeys and chimpanzees are too. Africa has many primates, and so does the San Francisco Zoo. Do you know humans are primates? It's fun hanging out at the zoo.
Over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear, 20 to 50% off. Now that's a sale. I guarantee it.
Some like it hot, some like it cold. Mr. Hero has hot and cold combos. Your favorite Mr. Hero sandwich loaded with the finest and freshest ingredients on a fresh baked roll. Every Mr. Hero combo, hot or cold, comes with Whopper fries and 16-ounce Pepsi. Mr. Hero combos start at $2.89. A great sandwich, Whopper fries, and 16-ounce Pepsi from $2.89. And remember, they're always made fresh at Mr. Hero.
The taste takes over.
Fresh food, fast.
Mr. Hero!
Blow this town to smithereens! Time bomb! Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man!
Watch me cut my web, Goblin!
Watch yourself fall, Silk Slinger!
Gotta stop the bombs in time!
If I don't get you, webhead, my diagnosis will!
Holy Hannah!
And you're running out of fluid!
Is this more action than even Spider-Man can handle?
Spider-Man, a video game from Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
Families invited to a down-home country Christmas. Join Dolly and her guests, Mac Davis and Burl Ives. And some very special surprises. 'Tis the season to be Dolly, Sunday.
From all of us to all of you, happy holidays from the Disney Sunday movie. Guys, wave.
An ABC News brief now from Washington, Ann Compton.
Good evening. Former White House aide Michael Deaver was convicted today of lying under oath about trading on his relationship with President Reagan after Deaver left the government. South Korean election returns show the ruling party's presidential candidate No Tae-woo has won, but opponents are charging massive fraud. Later on Nightline, a life and death controversy. Should you keep a doomed baby alive so its organs can be donated to others. That's News Brief.
Super GoBots, the mightiest GoBots of all. Stacks, Leader 1 and Psykill sold separately.
Think you're big enough for the king of the road? Try me.
Mighty robots, mighty vehicles, robots.
Too big, Stacks. Not so fast, Psycho. Thanks, good buddy.
Super GoBots, Stacks, Leader 1 and Psykill, each sold separately. From
Experiment show is that when you start to pull on the material, that it acts like a solid. It pushes back at you pretty hard. It takes a lot of force to deform the material. However, once you've deformed it a certain extent, the material abruptly gives way. It yields into a viscous liquid. The important thing about that is that a viscous liquid is easier to move over than a solid would be. The second important thing about these experiments is that once you stop pulling on the viscous liquid, that within a very short period of time, the material can set back up into being a solid. So it's a reversible sort of thing.
Slugs are pushed along by these muscular waves. Mucus beneath each wave is liquid, and so lubricates the path. It becomes solid and sticky again once the wave passes by. This happens because networks of molecules inside the mucus are pulled apart and then spring together again.
To me, the primary niftiness is that you take something that's 98% water, it's almost totally water, throw in a little bit of this very special sort of molecule, and you end up with a material that has these really special properties, the physical properties that suit it to its function in the slug.
Animals also need strong materials to build bones and teeth. The problem is nature can't use metals. It has to make do with chalk, which is very brittle. In composites like fiberglass, we have recently found how to make brittle materials strong. The glass is packed together in millions of tiny fibers. A crack spreading through them has to break each one in turn. But it's an idea nature has used for millions of years.
Singing her latest release, Like a Prayer, for the very first time on the planet Earth.
For your hair-raising story. and now I will call on our guest star of the program, the pussycat with an unusual tail. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion mouse catcher of the country, Kansas City Kitty.
Sure, and I'm a champion mouse catcher and have been all my life. Passing the jabbers even when I was a little tyke. I was feared by all the mice. Every last one of the little devils know the meaning of the name Kansas City Kitty.
Kansas City Kitty!
The childhood was a happy one, and I grew up very rapidly. Well, shit, not quite that rapidly. Ah, that's deadly. And then pretty soon I met Tom. Tom Collins, the name.
The good eggs at your International House of Pancakes restaurant have really whipped up something special. Unique 3-egg omelets loaded with a wide variety of fresh ingredients. Big and fluffy omelets served with 3 of our world-famous buttermilk pancakes. The International House of Pancakes 3-egg omelets. We don't cut corners on them, but right now you can.
Any omelet for only $2.99 at your IHOP now.
Second, the specialist left his radar position at 17:35 for dinner.
The other weather service is at Fort Worth.
On the evening of the accident, the meteorologist took a supper break at 5:25 p.m. Meteorologist did not return from supper until about 6:10, which is approximately 4 minutes after the accident. The meteorologist testified that he would have issued a center weather advisory for the level 4 thunderstorm north of the airport if he had been at his position at 6 o'clock.
There were two weathermen monitoring the gestation of the storm. In the busiest time of day, at the world's third busiest airport, both of them went to dinner at the same time, leaving, in effect, the radar scopes unmanned.
The air traffic controllers saw lightning at different times, but did not advise incoming planes.
The controllers had also stated during the interview that they had observed lightning on at least one occasion, and in the case of the local controller, he had observed one flash approximately 1.5 miles east of runway 17 left at about the time he observed the Delta aircraft emerge from the cloud mass and rain shower.
The controllers, the tower controller, he had an excellent view of that end of the runway. He saw that it was pretty severe weather moving in, and he didn't say anything. Now, none of these things alone would have caused the accident. Then you put them all together, and then you got an accident.
And as I mentioned earlier, we felt that the traffic load in the tower was such, particularly on the east side of the airport, that full attention was should have been focused on the traffic situation.
Runway, the taxiway to runway 17 right over here. The evening of the crash, the time the crash occurred, had 16 aircraft lined up, waiting to take off on it. 17 right is the companion runway to 17 left. Both of these are being handled by one controller.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest one.
This is Pat Cashman. This is not a bulletin. It's an interruption in the show, but it's not a bulletin. That's because there has not, I repeat, not been an earthquake this evening. Nothing at all. Standing by is Bob Nelson. Bob, what's the story on injuries tonight?
Well, nothing, because there hasn't been an earthquake.
All right, fair enough. Tracy Conway, have you seen any structural damage tonight? Cracks, that sort of thing?
No, none at all. Exactly the kind of thing you'd expect when there hasn't been an earthquake.
All right. And again, let us stress that there has been no earthquake. Kim Evie is at the seismology lab at the University of Washington. What's the story there, Kim?
There is no story. No earthquake tonight. Alongside me is seismologist Joe Fiala. Joe, do you see any seismic activity? He sees nothing.
And that's exactly what we would expect on a night where there has been no, and again, let us stress, no earthquake. So that seems to be the... Wait a moment. Steve Wilson has a breaking development. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, actually, I was going to mention that the Richter scale has just registered 0.0. Nothing.
So, Steve, you're saying...
No earthquake.
No earthquake. All right, then, that seems to confirm it. And again, details remain a bit sketchy, as you might expect, but it does appear, and again, we can only tell you what we know so far, but almost certainly it does appear that there has not been an earthquake tonight. So stay with Almost Live. We will not have continuing coverage because, after all, there has not, I repeat, not been an earthquake this evening. We now return to our regular format.
If you want a car that'll give you years of trouble-free trips to Grandma's house...
Chances are, 'cause I wear a silly grin the moment you come into view. Chances are you think...
And everybody's killed outside. I'm going to step inside where I cannot see it. like it. I've lost my voice. This is the worst thing I've ever witnessed.
A gas leak and an accident. Accidental spark or sabotage. Whatever the cause, the Hindenburg has left a cloud that still hangs over the men who would like to bring hydrogen back into our lives. It's a public acceptance problem. How do they handle what they call the Hindenburg syndrome? Hydrogen engineer and businessman Roger Billings.
As you can see, we're taking this problem head on. Hindenburg Lane is the name of the street where the first hydrogen village is being built.
And at the Institute of Gas Technology in Chicago, this is Derek Gregory.
Yes, a group of hydrogen enthusiasts. A few years ago got together over dinner one night and we said we have to protect hydrogen from this slanderous attack about being too dangerous to
Skin is a struggle. Turns out, my body wash was the problem. Until I tried Olay Body, which improves skin 3 times better than the leading body wash. Better skin from a body wash? You better believe it with Olay Body.
This is a very, very quick dinner for the summertime, and I promise you, it will give you big raves. Now, I'm going to grind up a round steak. And if you don't like steak tartare, you're going to say, what a horrible waste of a round steak. Don't be silly. Save all these pieces of bone and fat, you see, for another use. But this is a wonderful dish. Just delicious. I just love the stuff. Steak tartare. The first time I told Channing that I was going to serve him raw meat for dinner, he just looked me right straight in the eye and said he didn't believe me. Well, of course he believes me now. And in it goes. We're grinding up beautiful round steak right into the bowl. Are we talking fresh here? And you're going to have a much nicer flavor. Cut it in long strips and just run it through. Oh, I'm getting hungry already. All right. There we go. This wooden plunger keeps your fingers out of the mixer, of course. Show your children how to use this properly. And then anything in the kitchen is perfectly safe if you talk with your kids honestly about what it does, you see. I don't ever want my children to be frightened in the kitchen. Well, I've already told you some basic kitchen rules about your kids, and that's important to me. All right. Mix it in. Put in a little bed of lettuce. I have some I think the classic English word is toast points. What they are is just a little bit of toast. There. Freshly ground steak tartare. And it's wonderful, wonderful eating. I need some capers on the top of that. That's very obvious. Capers do the job. Capers are like little nasturtium seeds, but they're not of that family. They just seem to taste like it to me, though. All right, now we'll add some toast points. You know, do a nice arrangement of toast points on your platter and bring this to the table with some celebration and arrogance because you're serving.
Chucky is back. I told you. We were going to be friends to the end. And now it's time to play.
This is a movie in which a little boy's mother is taken away from him, and he lives with foster parents and is blamed for the death of one of them. And everywhere he goes, people are killed and mutilated, and nobody will believe him. And this Chucky doll is pure evil, unadulterated, profane, and foul-mouthed evil. The closing sequence of Child's Play 2 inside a toy factory is truly horrifying. It's good filmmaking, but it made me feel unclean and disturbed as I was watching it, and I can only imagine what effect it might have on small children. As a film critic, I have to say this movie is well made and effective, but as a human being, I wish I hadn't seen it. What good can come of having such foul and ugly images pumped into your mind?
I think that my heart and my mind may be closer connected than yours. I don't make too much of a distinction. I thought that I was laughing at the film because it was so preposterous when they have that little doll attacking with a knife. At the same time, it's sickening. And so I didn't think that the filmmaking was pretty good. The only thing I'll grant you is the final fight in the toy factory is well staged, because you have all the boxes and that's
and the assembly line and all the other stuff.
Okay, that part. But that's the end of the picture. All of the other setup involving the doll is really silly, and again, I must stress how violently abusive the doll is, and how sickening the role that an actual child has to play opposite.
Even then you're contradicting yourself, because if it's silly, then it wouldn't be violently abusive. It's more than silly, Gene.
Oh, no.
It's really sick.
I have a knee-jerk response to showing children in jeopardy, and it is cheap, it is rarely justified, and in this piece of trash, it's not justified.
Well, my only point would be that the movie is even worse because it's so well made. You have to grant it, it's well made, and
only in the last sequence. Coming up next, the new John Hughes family comedy, Home Alone, with a little boy abandoned.
I have come to the rescue. Fire the iron cannons! They got you now, Jedi. Can the heroes be saved in time? The new Malevolence and Facey Tin Starfighter, part of the new LEGO Star Wars collection. Each set sold from LEGO Star Wars. The rebels need to destroy the Death Star. I've been hit. I need your help. You can build Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Starfighter. Prepare the torpedoes. Load Luke and R2-D2. Bit fast, standing by. And blast off to join the rebels in battle. Will Luke defeat the Galactic Empire? Use the Force. The new TIE Fighter and X-Wing Starfighter. Part of the new LEGO Star Wars collection. Each from LEGO Star Wars. Darth Malgus has unleashed his forces on the Republic. You can build the Sith Empire's most feared ship, the Fury-class Interceptor. Load the Sith troopers, prepare the missiles, and begin the attack. Can the Jedi defeat the Sith? The Fury-class Interceptor and Republic Striker Starfighter. Part of the new LEGO Star Wars from LEGO Star Wars. Count Dooku is escaping from the Jedi with the Death Star plans. You can build the Republic gunship to help the Jedi catch him. Load the troopers, arm the missiles, secure the clone speeder bike. There he is! Will the Jedi stop Dooku in time? The new Republic gunship and Yoda vs. Dooku playset from LEGO Star Wars. Each set sold separately. Follow the Yoda Chronicles. New from LEGO Star Wars. The Clone Wars have begun, and the Jedi need help. You can build the ATTE, load the missiles and the clones, and head into battle against Jango Fett and the droid army. With the ATTE, victory is in your hands. New from LEGO Star Wars. Each set sold separately. Follow the Yoda Chronicles.
The battle to save the planet Umbara is on. Build the Z-95 Headhunter. Arm the rocket and lift off into action. The Jedi and the clones are victorious. New from LEGO Star Wars.
LEGO Star Wars sets. The rebels have launched an attack. You can build a powerful new Star Destroyer. Command the battle from the bridge. Prepare the spring-loaded missiles. Synchronize the cannons. Then blast off.
You may fire when ready, Commander.
The rebels are defeated! New LEGO Star Wars Star Destroyer and B-Wing Star Wars sets. Evil Vulture droids are preparing for battle. You can build Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. Load R2-D2 and blast into...
Are you feeling the love, people? I think... Hold on a second. Yellow?
Yeah, I think your dog is on my back porch.
No, baby. I don't have a dog.
Yeah? Well, I don't have a back porch, dummy.
What the...
Ain't no love there, people.
Nothing.
It's all about the love.
Almost identical. Vicuna families consist of a mature male with a harem of up to 10 females and their offspring. All year round, they live on a permanent territory of between 20 and 100 acres. From a very early age, vicunas learn to deposit their dung in special areas throughout their territory. Many are placed near the boundaries and become important markers. However, their function is not to keep other vicuna out, but to keep the family group safely in. The dominant male, the leader, emphasizes his authority by using the dung piles while he guards the edge of his territory. Sometimes their boundaries follow natural features, such as a stream. Where these don't exist, dung piles are the only markers. Most of the leader's waking hours are spent patrolling his boundaries for potential invaders. From a strategic vantage point, he can spot an intruder and immediately give chase. There's a lot of posturing and threatening gestures, including flattened ears and raised tail. But if they really want to make a point, they spit.
Said now, everybody needs a Dodge in their garage, Army.
Well, the final Panda Points Championship showing Bigfoot the winner over Stinger, Barefoot, Rampage, and Executioner. Let's talk now to our seasonal champion.
Dan, not exactly the end you were looking for. I know you want to go out in a blaze of glory, but you're going out the national champion. That's got to make you feel good. More wins than anybody else. You and the Ford teams have really dominated the sport this year. The Dodgers had a good day today. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah, they did. You know, they've run good all year. We come out with, like you said, the Ford team, and I got to give all those guys all the credit I can. I mean, they're great. We'll take another championship, give it to Ford, and come back next year. I mean, that's all we can do right now. They had a good day. We had a lot of good days. So we're champions, and they're coming in behind us.
For Army Armstrong, I'm Gary Lee. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.
Wednesday night on Comedy Central, the fate of the universe is in Cartman's hands.
Hey, hands off, butthole!
An all-new episode of South Park, the 4th grade years, Wednesday at 10 p.m., only on...
I haven't checked in with Larry lately. We'd like to show you who has.
Jerry Seinfeld. Mikhail Gorbachev. Michael Jordan. Michael J. Fox.
It's Leno. What do you want?
It's Leno. It's Bob Dole.
Oh, it's Bob Dole. It is Bob Dole.
It's unpredictable and kind of an adventure.
It's hard for me not to kiss the guy.
You will hear the giant sucking sound.
He's just...
Oh, Larry.
You gotta check in with Larry to find out who's talking. Larry King Live, 9 Eastern, weeknights on CNN.
And now let's get another contestant out here. Nice to have you with us, young fellow. What's your name?
Joey Edwards.
Joey Edwards. And how old are you, Joey?
8.
8? Where do you live?
Arlington, Texas.
Texas man, panel. Besides being a straight-A student in the 3rd grade, Joey also has a job, and that's what we want you to concern yourselves with. The secret involved the job he does. Joey, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll let the world know what it is. Uh-huh. Very good. I'll give you this additional clue, panel. It's an important job. And we'll start the questioning with Henry Morgan.
Joey, do you work for any part of the government?
No.
By which I meant, you know, state, city, national, none of that.
No.
Do you work for an organization that makes money?
It's supposed to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a money-making item.
Now, Steve said that it's an important job. Do they pay you a lot?
No.
It's not that important.
Do you do it? Are you taking a job that ordinarily is taken by a, you know, grown-up?
Right.
Does the fact that you're a straight-A student have much to do with the fact that you have this job?
No.
I would think, however, in all credit to Joey, that it does help a lot.
Well, when you're doing whatever it is that you do you do it indoors?
Right. Yes.
Do you sit at a desk?
Sit at a desk most of the time, do you? I would think so, yes. 1 down, 3 to go. Anita?
Listen, Joey, I have an 8-year-old kid who I want to get to work. Do you have any more room there? Anyway, when you sit at a desk, you use your mind a lot, Joey.
Yes.
Use your brain. Do you use any math?
No.
No? But do you use one of the subjects that you learn in school?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with science in any way?
No.
Does it...
There's a sense in which almost any of his subjects might have some occasional use and relevance. 2 down, 2 to go. Richard?
Yeah. Joey, do you...
Treacherous and dazzling, unforgettable and free. For anyone who's ever made a wish, believed in a fantasy, or had a dream, this is the never-ending story.
Your favorite video game of all time?
Cheeto Blade.
And you got a favorite video game character of all time?
Super Metroid, man. When she dies, you can see her butt naked.
Get set, ready, go! New from Skechers, Sporty Shorty is a rainbow of fun with every color under the sun. Go Skechers, go Skechers, go! From Skechers, gotta have you kids. Go Skechers, go Skechers, go!
Make it look like little trees that live far back here. Little tiny trees, little baby trees, but they're really big, but they just live far away. Far, far away. There we are. All right. I think I've mentioned in some of the previous shows that the program is now playing in Japan, and recently we sent a whole bunch of paintings, original Bob Ross paintings over, and they did a big exhibit, and hundreds of people came to see the paintings. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. There, a little bit right in there. All right. Time to have some fun. We'll take some Prussian blue, some black, some crimson, and then we'll put some sap green in there too. There we go. I'll mix up quite a bit of color, like that. I'm gonna clean the old knife. Let's make the little trees that were in the background. For that, there's a fan brush, and it's clean. Let's go right into this very dark color. This color should look black on your palette. But because of the Prussian blue, it'll be predominantly blue. Let's go up in here. And we'll have some little trees live right in here. All we're doing is just touching and tapping downward. That's all. That's all. Very, very simple. Don't make it complicated. When they start breaking apart like that, it means it's time to reload the brush. There. All right. Maybe they come right in there, wherever. And really the only thing you're concerned about is these nice tops. What's happening in here, you could care less at this point. Maybe later it'll become important. But at this point, we don't even care. Maybe we'll have these a little higher and drop down. Now sometimes in the yard.
So if you don't want our company ever anywhere, just like pick and see what I mean? Bye.
Mick is on sale at the refreshment stand now.
Atragon, the ninth wonder of the world. Atragon, an earth mover. A flying fortress. A submarine. Atragon, technology's newest, fights all the powers of black magic. The mysterious submerged continent of Mu attacks our world.
I am agent number 23 of the Mu Empire. This earthquake is not accidental.
Terror panics civilization. As cataclysmic forces clash, Atragon in color. Go into the world of tomorrow. The Time Travelers with Preston Foster.
You are still in your own world, Earth. The year is 2071.
The Time Travelers, who take you a century into the future, when the Lumicord, the love machine, stimulates humans to a fuller, richer life of love. This is the world of the force field barrier and the Alpha Centauri starship. Scientific superbrains manufacture lifelike robots. Whole armies of fearless androids that fight inhuman mutants. Excitement yet unknown combines tension, terror, and timelessness. The Time Travelers in color.
Dinosaurus, the most amazing adventure that ever happened to modern man. Dinosaurus, alive with thrills that started 1,000,000 years ago. Threatening death and destruction to this island paradise.
How do we get word out, Hacker? Mailboat will be in tomorrow morning. By tomorrow we could all be dead.
We are going to be friends. You and me.
Sights never before seen on the screen. A 60-ton dinosaur tamed by a small boy and a caveman. A caveman loose in a modern home. The death duel of the dinosaurs. A girl caught by the dread Tyrannosaurus. The battle between giant monster and monster machine. The moat of fire. Dinosaurus in CinemaScope and color at your theater.
Ford at the heart of Cassett Avenue.
Fun! Blow pens are safe and non-toxic, great for ages 4 and up, and the ink dries almost instantly. Did we mention these blow pens are the cool color change kind, great for sending secret messages?
But wait, there's more!
We also include a set of our amazing 3D glasses that take your artwork to a new dimension, plus 10 stencils to make your own masterpieces, and our amazing safety stencil cutter that cuts stencils out of regular paper but doesn't cut you.
But that's not all!
You also get a Color Workshop membership card to visit our website with your parents' permission and download new stencils each and every week. You can call the number on your screen, and with your paid order, we will also include 2 of our new body art blow pens and reusable stencils to make cool temp.
With all the hundreds of credit card offers you get in the mail, how do you find the one that's best for you? It's easy at creditcards.com. In just minutes, you can get the best rate, the most cash back, the best mileage rewards. It's all here. At creditcards.com, finding a better card is quick and simple. Just select, compare, and apply. It's secure, easy, and free. So get the card you want and the credit you deserve at creditcards.com today.
It's what it's gonna be. I can't wait. This one's gonna be so awesome. What do you think? This last week in school was crazy. It was hectic. I cannot wait until this party. Do you understand? I need to blow off some steam. Like, Jocelyn, she's gonna be at this party, man. Hey, where are we going? What are we doing?
It takes a lot of guts to talk to your friends about their problems with marijuana or drinking.
We really need to talk.
But it could make all the difference.
Contestants not appearing on stage will receive Vitamix, stainless steel 3-minute wet maker and home yogurt factory that juices without waste, cooks without burning, freezes instant ice cream, and offers 800 other recipes, and a gift certificate with which you may select items from Carol Wright Gifts. Look for Carol Wright in your mailbox. Also, Cremettes, premium quality in the famous green box. Cremettes cooks up tender without sticking together. Now here's Bob Barker with our Showcase Showdown.
Thank you, Roddy. And I want to remind you that the contestant nearest to $1 without going over is a part of the Price is Right showcase. Clint, spin that wheel. Here's the first spin of the second Showcase Showdown on this memorable day in television history. Hey! Listen, 80 cents isn't bad. I'm going to hold it. Okay. Marquenta will now spin. We've given away automobiles. We've given away a party boat. Oh, I tell you, we have moved it out today. Now we want to give away some money. 55 cents. Spin it again. You have to beat 80 cents. Have to at least tie 80 cents to stay in the game. 55 cents in spin number 1, and here we go with spin number 2, and it's worth too much. All right, thank you, Marquenta. And Mosette, who just picked up a new automobile in the money game, will spin.
More than 77 million parents in America today. 77 million moms and dads, all doing the same thing, worrying about their kids. That's why you need Chevy Lumina, a car you can trust. Lumina offers an integrated child safety package. Few cars can offer your kids this protection, and no car in its class can offer it for the price of a Lumina. For 77 million of you, that's one less thing to worry about. That's genuine Chevrolet.
Twin Lake Homes of Elyria, a tranquil, comfortable, relaxed community, has just the home for you. Twin Lake Homes features solid, well-insulated, manufactured homes built with 2x4 or 2x6 construction. Stop in and see one of the spacious models. Their elegant homes offer several floor plans to choose from, which include solid oak kitchen cabinets, harmony birch paneling, generous wood decks, and much more. Call Twin Lake Homes today at 323-9901 and ask for Ray Bittinger.
Movie. At one point, for example, they have those big canvases around the practice field, and the reporter from Nashville is trying to get in to see, and the bear has some new strategy. Do you ever find out what the strategy is? Well, do you ever see it in a game?
Right.
Not really.
No, you don't. It's the wishbone, and he gets it from Darrell Royal of Texas. But, you know, yes, people are sophisticated enough. They'd like to know a little bit about football. You don't learn a thing about football.
Look at the final game that he plays in the Liberty Bowl against Illinois. It's just a montage of Illinois and Alabama playing each other. You never even know for 3 minutes at a time who's ahead.
That's because it wasn't that close of a game, and that's why they had to hide that fact. Here's the other thing. The model for film biographies, I think, is Patton, written by Francis Coppola. And you know what was so great about that? I know you do. It was that you couldn't tell which side he was on, which side the film was on. Was it for Patton? Was it against him? You know, and this film is just obvious. You call it a press release? Sure, it's just a great tribute to a wonderful guy. Well, the real guy was more interesting than this film.
After you see this movie, you think, gee, Bear Bryant, he didn't need to be a football coach. They could have made the same movie about the head of the Rotary Clubs or the president of the bank or something. It's just not a sports movie. Next at the movies, a story about a guy who loses his best girl and says goodbye to his best pal, all told against the bittersweet backdrop of the Windy City.
What happened to courtships? Please, dear God, there's got to be some old-fashioned men out there. Some people who want to take their time.
This cinema event is brought to you by Intel. Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
Now I'll just drag that out with my big brush. Try not to get too close to those top edges. You might accidentally get some birds out there that you don't want. There we go. Or maybe you want birds in your world. I don't know. Heck, it's up to you. There we go. Something like that. And then let's put a little bit of titanium white on the knife. And a touch of crimson in it, maybe. Good, there we go. Okay, got the little roll on the knife again, and we'll just real gently come on down the mountain. Well, I gotta admit it, it gives you quite a powerful feeling to know that you're moving mountains. I really like that feeling. I can't think of anything else in the whole world that makes me feel like painting does. It really, really is special. And you know, when I first started doing it, yeah, it was a little difficult, you know, but riding a skateboard is too. I'll never forget the first time Dad said, "Oh, I can ride that skateboard, that's no problem." Well, you can kind of imagine what happened first time he stepped on it. I won't tell you that though. I don't want to embarrass Dad, you know. Okay, let's take a little bit of titanium white and a little bit of Prussian blue. And we'll mix those up. Leave that kind of marbled, you know, don't mix it too much. Just about like that. Get a little roll on your knife, and then we'll put a little shadow behind these, just a little shadow. Actually, the less blue you use, the better. Leave a lot of those dark holes showing through. And use the small portion of your knife if you'd like, in those real small areas. That'll keep you out of trouble. There we go. Real gentle, real gentle. I love
over the middle to Brian Blades. And Blades has 9 yards on the play. So a little bit different for Chuck Knox to come out throwing.
You got to be courageous to go across the center, and there comes Blades right across the middle, almost ran over the umpire, and Stauffer able to wait for him to clear through the zones. This is a Denver defense that plays a very high percentage of zone defense.
Are we seeing Air Knox? Second down and 1.
Not unless he has to.
Kurt Warner, and he should pick up the first down. Let's take a look at Denver's defense. A very solid unit. Passing situations, the nose tackle and 2 left side linebackers come out. Mark Haynes, Randy Robbins, and Kip Corrington give Denver 7 defensive backs in the game. Thus, the free safety, number 27, Steve Atwater, can move up to linebacker in the nickel package, where the rookie from Arkansas has really had an impact.
He has made some great plays from that position during this season.
First down at the 38. Stauffer again throwing him first down, a little high to Donnie D, the tight end. And it'll be second down and 10. Let's check around the National Football League and see what's going on today. These are finals now. Buffalo winning, Pittsburgh winning, Kansas City shutting out Houston. Indianapolis winning, the Jets winning, and Green Bay by 1 over Minnesota. These games just starting. Raiders up 7-0 on New England. No score in the other games. And here, Denver with the opening drive that lasted 9 minutes and 21 seconds in front of Seattle, 7-0.
Donnie D out of the game. Travis McNeil in at tight end.
Derek Finner. 4 yards to the 42. It'll be third down and 6. He's replacing John L. Williams. John L. still with that bad right ankle.
Ground control, this is Eagle 1 approaching unidentified object. That's affirmative. It is Fan TV.
A brother and a dad. That's what I want for Christmas.
I'll see what I can do. This is it.
I am the parent. You are the friendly guy down the hall.
The new holiday classic that America has been waiting for.
Hollywood blockbuster. 007, Everything or Nothing. Rated T for Teen. EA Games.
Challenge everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a 45 to 55 minute delay. We'll keep you apprised if any change thing.
In miracles, where you from? You sexy thing.
The joy of Pepsi.
New garden furniture is not only beautifully designed, it's designed to hold up to the elements. Victoria is powder coated to resist rust. The Lazy Susan is made from tempered glass. Block Island is woven from durable rattan. Sonoma, made from hardwood, even weathers the snow. And no matter how hard it rains, Montecito's aluminum frames will never rust. See the new Everyday Garden Furniture collection, now exclusively at Kmart.
About fish! Suck it in, Shorty! Yes, sir! Push it! Yes, sir! Fish!
If you've got the guts, we've got the game. Chopper Command by Activision for the Atari Video Computer System.
Command firing! Give it to him! Look out! Watch your radar! Retreat!
Ideo 超魔界村スーパーファミコンで好評発売中
Capcom.
We do everything together. In this family, it's just me and Mom.
www.sony.com is your place to get the whole scoop on Game Show Network. Take a look around our studio and play yourself at home.
I said clean up your room. This isn't a game.
Son, the yard's not done. You think this is a game?
No way, but this is. Blockbuster Video gives you more action, more challenges, the newest and hottest video games you crave.
In my day, life was a challenge, not a game.
Well, now it's both at Blockbuster Video, where the challenge never ends.
Tries to see if he can be friends with a girl. He knows he can be hostile and angry with a girl. Can he be friends with a girl? And then they're dealing with the parents, and the households are almost just as violent. And it's updated, different kind of music, classic youth
Another
story.
interesting thing about it, in the old days, whenever there was a new rock star, Hollywood always tried to figure out what kind of a role can he play. Elvis Presley, Pat Boone, Frankie Avalon, what kind of a character can he play?
Put him in a Western, yeah.
Prince plays himself.
Yes.
He's like nobody else we've seen in the movies. He's individual, he's unique, and that's what makes the movie
And that's why it was smart for him to control the project, I guess. Now, coming up next at the movies, a powerful film set in war-torn Cambodia.
I'm reporter 2, Morgan. I know his heart. I love him like my brother. And I do anything for him. Anything.
Tuesday I was mobbed by paparazzi.
Yesterday I blew my entire savings on stilettos.
And today I'm hiring a pool boy. And I don't even have a pool.
When it's just me, a warm, toasty McGriddle sandwich, and a great cup of McDonald's coffee, my imagination runs wild.
Tomorrow?
What wouldn't you like to know?
One reason Windows has been dominating in the OS battle is the strong support of software applications developers, and that's continuing with Windows 95. It's not even out yet, but many software vendors are already poised to launch Win95 versions of their applications. We're going to show you two of them. And here to help us get started is Ted Johnson of Shapewear, the guys who make Visio.
Well, let's do it.
As an applications developer, what does Windows 95 mean to you? How do you take advantage of the new operating system environment to make your application work better?
Well, first step, of course, you want to get to be a 32-bit application. Take advantage of the performance improvements and reliability improvements offered in that environment. But second, and I think more important to the users, is embrace the user interface changes that Windows 95 is bringing out.
All right, show me what you mean by that.
Well, one part of Windows 95 is a change from thinking about applications to thinking about data.
What you want to do rather than how to do it.
Exactly. And when we install Visio, we include templates for a collection of different drawing types presented here with different icons and, of course, long file names using that feature of Windows 95.
So you're really taking that Windows 95 paradigm and putting it inside your application.
Or even here outside the application, before I've launched Visio.
Right.
I go in here and I say I want to do a flowchart by double-clicking the flowchart icon. I come up with a collection of flowchart symbols, which I can drag and drop onto my drawing page. We'll make a very, very brief flowchart here.
And again, it's all graphic, it's all drag and drop.
Exactly. We've applied the drag and drop idea in Visio to graphics. Of course, we also have smart connections. You can add text to shapes very easily. And add text to connectors, as you would expect, and be able to do all of that very, very seamlessly from within the application.
All right, so what are some of the other things that Visio does, Ted?
Well, let me use the Windows taskbar to shift back to our Visio 32 window and open up a folder where I have some drawings I've created earlier. I have a plan, I guess, maybe I'd like for my dream office. Let me just take that icon here and show you. I'll drag that right in.
From the
they
heart.
Started from the heart, then
did.
they started thinking too much.
Okay. Coming up next, the Rolling Stones on a movie screen 5 stories high. High tech meets rock and roll.
Dying all apart. Lose your dreams and go lose your mind.
Greet the season and your friends with the best. Andre Champagne for the holidays and all year long.
Who's that kid with the Oreo cookie licking up the creamy middle like she did when she was little? It's hard to hide the kid inside when you're crunching O-R-E-O.
Sakes alive. One thing Mazda's got a truck for just
The Mazda B2000 Sundowner is the lowest priced truck sold in America. Hundreds less than Toyota or Datsun. And comes with standard features they don't even offer on their economy trucks. Sakes alive. Mazda B2000 Sundowner even gets better gas mileage.
Only Mazda's got a truck for just $58.95.
Morning.
Morning.
If you're not enjoying the taste of your adult cereal this much, try Basic 4. A colorful mix of lightly toasted flakes, sweet and tangy fruits, and crunchy nuts. Splash on cold milk and you get something tasty from each of the 4 food groups. Basic 4, the adult cereal. With a taste that never grew up.
Youth is romantic.
Uncle Scrooge and Company have a special message just for you.
Surprise!
All the DuckTales fun and excitement is even better when you share it with a friend.
This I like.
So take it from your DuckTales.
And now we return to the Fox 29 movie.
So I called 1-800-BEST-FUN and got the Cedar Point Family Getaway Guide, and we just planned the most wonderful romantic getaway to Cedar Point. Oh, yeah, we're taking the kids, but what we love are the beautiful beachfront hotels or elegant dining with a view of the bay or just soaking up sun by the pool. I just called 1-800-BEST-FUN for a free getaway guide with maps, photos, and coupons with up to $150, and it's free. You know, some people think of Cedar Point as just a great amusement park, but to us, it's more like a romantic resort. Right, dear?
Right, sure. Mm-hmm.
You got a date, skin's looking great, cause Clearasil's ace. Face to face. See you at 8, skin's looking great, CJ's the place. Face to face.
Clearasil gives you great-looking skin, even close up. Inside, it kills bacteria to dry the pimple.
Clearasil's ace. Face to face.
Outside, it soaks up all the excess oil.
Feel great, your skin's looking great, cause Clearasil's ace.
Clearasil, for skin that looks great, even close up.
Face to face.
An afternoon of playing grandparent can take quite a lot out of you. Magnesium, for example, vitamin B6, vitamin C, and valuable potassium. As nature would have it, replacing all of them is as simple as eating one Chiquita banana. In the case of twins, however, you might want to try 2. Chiquita, quite possibly the world's perfect food.
like a rock.
Yes, I'll admit that, baby, I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Forget it's me, I walk the line. I'm a walker, baby.
The family of digital Walkman players from Sony. Whatever you're into, there's a Walkman for you. Sony, like no other.
I am Dracula. A moment ago, I stumbled upon a most amazing phenomenon. Something so incredible, I mistrust my own judgment. Look.
Dracula. The very mention of the name brings to mind things so evil, so fantastic, so degrading. You wonder if it isn't all a dream, a nightmare.
Rats. Rats. Thousands. Millions of them.
But no, this is no dream. This is Dracula, the original terrifying story of a maniac and a man who lived after death, lived on human blood, took the form of a vampire bat, and lured innocent girls to a fate truly worse than death.
Dracula? Oh, what's he done to you, dearie? Tell me.
He came to me. He opened a vein in his arm, and he made me drink.
Time is running out, but Fred Schmidt has lots of great last-minute gifts at guaranteed low prices, like this Sony 5-disc carousel CD player, now just $269, plus 0% financing, not for 90 days or even 6 months, but for 1 full year on Fred Schmidt's best-selling TVs, including projection TVs, 0% on best-selling home computers. Hurry, time is running out.
Having passed the relative tranquility of the Bahama Flats and its shallow water, the Italian team began the final leg of the sea race as they returned to the rolling swells of the Gulf Stream. They did not know that they were the only boat left in the race, but that didn't matter. They were in a race against themselves, against time and endurance, and against the endless pounding of a following sea that could break them apart at any moment. And yet, through all of this, the team sensed that somewhere, unseen on the thin line of the horizon, lay their objective, the city of Miami and victory. Fabio and his hardy crew struggled on, through wave after wave, mile after jolting mile. Next stop, Miami and the checkered flag. The seas increased as they progressed across the Gulf Stream. They knew they were getting closer, but how close? Uzzi and Banami peered into the distance. Nothing on the horizon. Not yet, but soon. Over 5 hours had elapsed since this grueling test began, and suddenly, there it was, the eastern shore of America, and the faint yet welcome sight of the skyline of Miami far out on the horizon in front of them. The buildings of Miami loomed larger. They passed the outer marker buoy and approached the jetty. With one last desperate rush of wind and wave, the sea finally relented and gave in to the victorious Italian offshore race team as they sped down the cut, past the cruise ships, and in towards the harbor at race headquarters. They had done it, 362.3 miles in 5 hours and 40 minutes. A new record time for the event, at an average speed of nearly 70 miles per hour. Who will win the next Miami-Nassau-Miami sea race? Only time and technology will tell. But one fact remains. All the greats have raced here, have left their mark somewhere out on the waters of the South Atlantic. This program is dedicated to these men, and all the men who go down to the sea to race. For they are men of vision, men of daring.
Nintendo GameCube Paper Mario RPG.
I'm coming. What is fast? Oh. So, who's it going to be? Which one of these lucky kids is my son? The Spazzola. Gee, weren't you surprised by that? Isn't that a clever bit of writing there? They really fooled us, didn't they, with that comic line, the Spazzola. Later, the kid from the 60s teaches the nerd how to dress better. You got no confidence because you got no style. But we're going to change all that. How? Same way we're going to get that cute little blonde to notice you. I'm going to give you a new image. I'm going to give you a flash. And we've seen that scene countless times before in teenage movies. The stud from out of town helping the square kid get more hip. I'm at the point now in teen movies where I'd like to see a film about a cool kid being taught to act like a jerk. That would at least be interesting, or at least different. Couldn't be any worse than The Heavenly Kid, that's for sure. The Heavenly Kid also deals, as Secret Admirer did, and I'm ashamed to admit that I saw both films, with a kid who doesn't love the girl who loves him. Instead, he loves the girl he shouldn't love, the blonde, naturally, the rotten blonde. He should love the brunette. Brunettes are always good in the movies. We gave that lecture 3 weeks ago, part 2. And like Back to the Future, we also see a youngster meet his parents at a completely different time in his life. But those are just gimmicks in these pictures. The whole film is gimmicks. No personalities are developed. It just jumps from one story twist to another, to the inevitable happy ending. The Heavenly Kid is just a generic teenage movie. They ought to advertise it with one of those universal product code symbols and the title, Teenage Movie.
Fabulous idea. It could all be in black and white, right? With stripes across it.
Exactly.
I'm glad that we showed that second scene where the music plays while he's trying on the clothes, because that's an example of something that this movie...
The Extraordinary Aptiva from IBM.
Hi, I'm Ray Raleigh. Okay, it's your turn. Hurry up.
And I'm Al Raleigh.
We're the Raleigh Brothers.
Raleigh Brothers. We started Rallies because I was tired of eating warmed over fast food.
And I was tired of waiting for it.
That's why every Raleigh burger's made to order. Hot, fresh.
And fast. Fast is the key.
No, Ray. Hot.
Quick.
Good.
Well, of course it's good.
Try our new bacon cheddar burger with bacon, cheddar, cheese sauce, and grilled onions, just 99 cents.
Rallies.
Twice as good.
Twice as fast.
How do we do?
Fast.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is LL Cool J, and I want to thank you all for calling and counting down the cuts with me. But I got plenty more to tell you about. Dial the LL Cool J hotline and get the news behind the cuts. Keep up with the latest up-to-date happenings. Find out how I'm living, LL style.
$2 the first minute, 45 cents for each additional minute. Kids, get your parents' permission before you dial.
What's this little outfit you got going on?
Vicuna, this is, I'm Jedi Knight.
Where are you from?
From Poland.
You came all the way from Poland?
Yes, from Warsaw, straight from Warsaw just to see movies.
What are you going to do to protect your ticket? What's going to stop people from mugging you in the lineup and grabbing your ticket away from you?
I have a blaster.
You have a blaster?
Yeah.
Excellent, you're prepared.
And I have a battle droid with me.
You have you brought, that's your battle droid, of course.
Yoda.
It's done in his grow.
Hayden.
Thank you very much.
Now, I gotta admit, there's been some pretty weak Star Wars games for the PlayStation. Take this one here, Masters of Tiramisu or something. Terrakasai. Anyway, Look what we got coming up, though. PC game, The Phantom Menace, awesome game on the PC, is coming to the PlayStation.
Young Tommy One Kenobi, we must find Darth Clint to find out more about this Phantom Menace.
Yes, Master, but I feel a disturbance in the Force.
What's the gameplay in the Phantom Menace all about?
It's a real-time action-adventure RPG set in the Star Wars universe.
How many playable characters are there?
There's 4 playable characters. Captain Panaka, Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What about the audio for the game?
Music was done by John Williams with original sound effects from the film. Oh, look, Yoda.
So, how closely does the game resemble the movie?
About my homework. For my dad, who worked the night shift to make our lives better. Spotted. For myself. For my future.
Just off the coast of Alaska runs some of the world's finest salmon. And when they do, Jim Herbert knows they won't wait for a sinus headache. Thankfully, there's Tylenol Sinus, with maximum strength decongestant for the pressure, plus something no other sinus...
Join the Fox 24 Kids Club yet? If you have, then you've already received this far-out membership kit, including a membership card, stickers, and an iron-on patch, and your totally cool, Totally Kids magazine. If you haven't joined, we're making it really easy this week. Just call 347-7575. Be sure to dial the number correctly. That's 347-7575. An operator will be standing by 24 hours, Monday through Friday, all this week. Call this week and join the coolest kids club in town.
The trick to saving is treating yourself to these Hy-Vee specials. Tombstone Pizza, 2 for $6. Ruffles Potato Chip, $1.88. Nabisco Premium Crackers, 88 cents. And USDA Choice Beef Chuck 7-bone roast, $1.27 a pound. Get low prices all day, every day. Shop Hy-Vee. And low prices.
Essential fast food establishment.
This place boils. This place is a little out.
Wet nail color. Nothing looks as slick. Nothing looks as shiny.
Now you can have that look, even when it's dry.
With CoverGirl Nail Slicks, the nail color with a shine that never lets go.
Nail slicks strengthen too, so nails feel strong, last long.
For nails that look wet even when they're dry, get CoverGirl Nail Slicks. And for even more color and shine, get CoverGirl Lipsticks.
Monty Sloppy Joes are really good. They're awesome, man. And there are 3 different kinds. Well, my favorite is chicken sauce. Oh.
Del Monte Sloppy Joe sauce. Try some on.
Its own.
Suddenly, the sky is a little clearer. The water is a little bluer. The road's a little bumpier. The jumps are harder. The level's deeper. The character's smarter. The sound is hotter. The graphics cooler. The secret's darker. The danger's fiercer. The challenge a whole lot tougher.
Hurry up! Yes! The irresistible Honey for Honey Nut Cheerios will finally be mine!
Not if I can help it, Yellow Jacket.
This is news! The box says Cocoa Puffs, but kids are calling it Cuckoo Puffs?
I'm cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs! I'm cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs!
Sonny, why are kids calling Cocoa Puffs Cuckoo Puffs?
It's the chocolatey taste. See, Cocoa Puffs, part of this complete breakfast, taste so chocolatey that while it says cocoa on the box, it's cuckoo in your mouth.
I'm cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs.
He means Cocoa Puffs.
The chocolatey taste you know Cuckoo for!
Now back to our show on Fan TV. Super Mario Brothers will be right back.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make strohs and stroh light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
A good time better with a good time beer. And Stroh's is spoken here. Stroh's is spoken here.
Max Steel, all new next weekend on Kids WB.
Whom you'll recall is mostly sung, and the heroine, played by a luminescent 21-year-old Catherine Deneuve, works in an umbrella shop. Her boyfriend, played by Nina Castelnuovo, works in a gas station, and they're